the air from drinking.
Oh, that's so bleak.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be just a quick, like, that's something that probably doesn't happen that often. We'll just do a quick little Google search, and it was scrolling through name after name after name.
Here was my Google search. Radio DJ that drank himself to death on air. And then it's just article after article after article after article. And I was like,
my God.
And he's like, no, I've never heard. Like, wow, I forgot about that guy. Or like Alan Carrington. Oh, I haven't. No, but that's not what I was talking about. I've never,
Yep.
My gosh.
We never did get to the guy I was talking about either.
No, I think it's a lost cause.
These guys drank themselves, all of them. Well, one did at KQ back when it was K Adam and K Eve. You knew that, right?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
I just took a sip of water and then almost spit it up.
You don't have to respond when you have water in your mouth.
Oh my gosh.
But question. I didn't know this person, did I?
No, this is long before our time.
Okay. Then I don't know who you're talking about.
Okay. So stay in the closet and be quiet. How about that? I don't know who you're talking about. How would you? I didn't even know him.
I thought you asked me if I knew who they were, and I said no.
No. I said, have you heard about this?
Mm-mm.
Okay. I need you to get up an hour early if you're going to live in the closet.
Okay.
Pay attention.
Okay.
Are you going to be like even more lazy in the closet than you were when you were here?
I didn't put on hard pants. I'm wearing leggings.
So there you go. There's your answer, Tom. Right there. So anyway, yeah, at K Adam and K Eve, get it? Adam and Eve, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That was KQ's FM and AM back before it was KQRS, which stands for.
Oh, we just looked this up recently.
KQRS, what does that stand for?
Yes.
Oh, I have no idea.
Quality radio station.
Very good. Quality radio station. So they lied to him from the very beginning. But anyway, yeah, there was a guy in New York that was really, really good. God, I cannot believe I can't remember his name. He was legendary. And all of a sudden I got a call. It's like, yeah, did you hear what he did? He died on the air. I'm like, what? And then we started looking it up. I think we're at about 50 people who have died on the air.
Oh,
Like, Jesus. I didn't know that. Does that indicate to you that the business might be a little unstable?
I think it also attracts some people, right?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
the attraction too. But it also, on a positive note, it's a very low bar for all of us.
That's true.
Yep. Yeah, we just have to not drink and die on air, and we're doing great.
Way ahead of the crowd.
Yeah.
I like that. So yeah, it's honest to God, we were literally at like 12 people who died on the air, and it's still not the guy I was talking about. We'll find out. Anyway, you got to check the weather, and I do have to ask you a question after the weather, or maybe you know somebody that could answer this question. Another record high or tie possible today. Record high. The record is 89, set in 1953. Hot and breezy, mostly sunny with a high of 89 today. Tonight, warm and partly cloudy, of low of 69. Then Tuesday, increasing clouds, still warm with late and nighttime showers and thunderstorms, high of 85. And that's good enough for now because it'll change. You know that. It's partly cloudy and 67 now, but 89 later on today. So here's my question. I have never been, I used to go jogging. I was never a runner because there's a big difference between being a runner and a jogger.
Yeah.
A big difference. People don't know. I'm a runner. No, you're actually a jogger. You're not running. You're jogging.
Yes.
But I got a question for you. When I went outside on, was it Saturday morning or is it Sunday?
Sunday morning.
Well, Sunday morning. It was 72 and beautiful, and they canceled the marathon.
Yeah.
Why?
So I was very confused as well.
Like what?
Like I got up in the morning to take my dog to the dog park, and we're driving, and there were people running everywhere. And I was like, oh, like people must be just taking advantage of the nice weather we have. Like, makes sense. And then I hear on the radio, like, oh, they canceled the Twin Cities Marathon.
Wait,
and I was
what's a radio? What's that?
So it's like in your car, or there's these little boxes, and then like people will say words, and then you can hear them. Yeah. So
it's right next to how you can get the internet and get this show.
Correct.
Right next to that.
Correct.
Okay.
Radio not as good as this show. So, but our show isn't on Sunday morning, so I was forced to listen to the radio.
You're right.
And but anyway, yeah. So I was like, it's 70 degrees. I'm pretty sure all these people probably trained for this marathon
forever in
100-degree weather all summer. I think they can handle running in 72 degrees. It's very confusing.
What happened? Why would they call here? First of all, if you were that concerned, here's what I would do. Since you put all these people, everything they did on the back shelf, and made this decision just to cancel it, why didn't you just let the good runners leave at 7:15 in the morning?
Mm-hmm.
It never got above. So they would have been done, what, 2.5 hours on average, you think, something like that?
Probably.
So by the time they were done, it was probably about 73, 74 degrees. And then all the other people that want to run, just give them the warning up front. If it does get up to 89 degrees, we're going to have to pull you off the route.
Yeah.
Let all the people who are there to run, because they've been training their whole life, run because it was cool enough.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think 89 is that hot to run in anyway, is it?
No, I don't think so. I mean,
you
it's
guys
definitely
jog,
not.
don't you?
It's definitely not comfortable to run in,
No.
but it's. I mean, I'm assuming have marathons all over the country and down south where it's much hotter year round.
Absolutely.
So
they have a marathon in Florida, for Christ's sake.
Yeah. So I think that canceling it at 70 degrees because it might get hot later is a little bit of a low bar, and maybe we should bump that up a little bit. But I guess in 2007, the Chicago Marathon was run under similar conditions, and they didn't have like enough water for everybody because people were drinking more water. Somebody ended up dying. A bunch of people went to the hospital. So I think they kind of did it as a precautionary.
Don't people die in that stuff and break their legs all the time?
Whoa. I don't think so.
All the time.
I don't think that.
I don't think so. I don't think that's like the number one cause of death.
There's like 4 casualties every marathon.
Yeah.
Like 4 deaths every marathon. No, I don't, as long as it didn't get too hot, then you can stay. Like, did they even consult? The only concern I have about this deal, because I'm not a runner and I don't feel good about the people that train so hard to run that marathon, because they train their ass off to get that done. But I just don't understand. Why don't you serve the people who have worked really hard and let them run? And then the casual runners, well, you can run as long as it's comfortable. Once it gets to a point we think is dangerous, then you got to come off the route.
Yeah.
Why didn't they just do that?
I mean, because if something goes wrong, they're probably worried about, being sued or getting backlash and stuff like that. But
I was in radio for 52 years. You think I was worried about making mistakes, getting sued?
All right. But
that didn't work.
Well, I was going to say, maybe you should have been.
I should have been. Yeah, exactly.
And the crazy part is, like, people still ran the route. Like, they still, like, was driving by Lake of the Isles where the kind of the marathon winds through, and they had like speakers set up. There were groups of people cheering people on. So it was like the marathon was more or less unofficially ran. So
so they did run it. Some people,
people still ran the route as if it was going on, but
nobody died.
Not that I heard of. No.
So this is another one of those things now that I really hate about American society now. Whatever I say goes, and I'm right. I know it's 72 now, and you want to run, and you'll be done by the time it's 74. But I'm always right. I made the decision. They don't care about anybody but themselves.
Yeah,
that's all they care about. It's disgusting.
And the forecast wasn't a surprise. Like, we knew it was going to be hot. So why would you not cancel it earlier to try and give at least some people a heads up? Because I'm sure people drove from way out of town to come in just to find out at 5 o'clock in the morning, day of, it's a no-go.
I will tell you something, and I'm very serious about this. When I'm down in Florida, I got a bunch of friends. Doug Dawson is a friend of mine. He's from Toronto. I hate him for the next 3 days because we're playing the Blue Jays, if you know what I mean. But in any case, I just... there are plenty of people, men and women, who carry their bag and walk an entire golf course up and down the hills for 4 hours when it's in the high 80s. Yep. So explain to me how this was so dangerous. These people are highly trained athletes, first of all.
Yeah.
They're not a bunch of fat asses running out there going, hey, maybe I'll try to get a heart attack. Or, that's not what it made no sense to me. Again, take precautions as it gets up there higher and higher. Hey, maybe it is time now for everybody to get off the route. Why didn't you just do that?
Yeah. That I feel like is the most logical solution rather than just cancel it. But
let me check my phone. Did they call and ask me, Tom, what do you think? Oh, I guess they didn't call. Tom, what do you think we should do? I don't know. It just, people have gotten so, I'm in charge here and we'll do what I say. Oh, shut up. It's like a bunch of radio management a-holes. Anyway, what? You never
Brittany, you're a runner, aren't you?
I actually, I pretty much was living their exact lives yesterday. I ran 2.5 miles, hold for applause, yesterday.
Yeah.
Waiting with a stroller. Okay.
Ooh.
So it's pretty much like a marathon.
It's even easier.
Yeah, I think it's easier. I mean,
Stroller does all the work.
it does.
On it the whole time.
There's this funny thing that happens. So I do the 2 dogs and the running stroller. And do you know how many Minnesotans? What's the one phrase they say over and over again? Can anyone guess?
Nice day, ain't it?
Looks like you got your hands full there.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Oh, brother.
Absolutely. Yeah, you got to go there.
Looks
You
like
gotta
you
get- I
got
can't
your
do it.
hand full there. It's just so
Here.
it's so funny. Like I should almost record it. I should get just like a body cam. How many people say that over and over to me with 2 dogs and a baby? But yeah, I don't know, Tom. I agree with you. I think but could you imagine how insulted the people would be if we said you can only have the elite runners? I mean, that would be
No. That's not what I'm saying. That everybody gets to take off. All the elite runners go first anyway.
Yeah.
So then everybody, if you want to go after them, go ahead.
Yeah.
But at some point, if it gets too hot, we're going to have to pull you off the route.
I agree with that, especially the school I go to, they were looking for volunteer student nurses to help on the course. I don't know if they had enough manpower for the medic side because they were asking like a couple days prior. So I wonder if that came into play. But I think you're right, Tom. I think I was kind of citing like I'm glad they canceled because if you were looking at that other marathon that people got hurt. But I mean, I'd be pissed if I was a runner, showed up, flew in, took all that time off for the run. I'd be pissed. So, yeah.
We have experts on about it. Matter here, we got a guy on right now who's never made an effort in his life. Phil Mackey's with us.
This whole thing is great because, like, by the way, good to see you guys again.
Nice to see you get up
Oh,
to speed.
Phil.
You know, you got idiots like me, and I'll just speak for me who, yesterday you wake up in the morning, I get winded like walking the steps to get a snack in the afternoon. And I'm like, it's not that hot. What are these sissies? Get out there and run.
Exactly. Don't you think, though, Phil, it's a better thing? Let the good runners run because they would have been done by the time I was about 73, 74 anyway.
Yeah, they made the choice. This is what happened. This is why I quit 8th grade football, by the way. Okay. We showed up to practice one day, and it was probably because it's like August, like late August, you start your little middle school football practice, and the coaches are always like looking for reasons to make you run because they want to make sure you're in condition. It's like 90 degrees, and we have to run 2 laps around all 3 practice fields, right? And if only one of you doesn't finish in the allotted time, then everyone has to run again. So, of course, like the fattest, most out of shape guy doesn't finish the first time, and he's not going to finish the second time. Now he's all tired. It's like, I think they made this decision because of the people that were going to run in 5 hours, 5.5 hours, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're still out there at noon and it's 86 degrees, easy for me to judge sitting on my couch watching football for 10 hours, get out there. Get out there and run.
Again, if you got to pull them off the route later on, but not letting people start when it's 70 degrees, what?
Yeah.
Makes no sense to me. Oh, by the way, I need to ask you because it says you're supposed to be out by 15. Do you have to be out by 15?
I got to be out by 20 or 22 with so we have a very, very packed Purple Daily schedule here during football season.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay,
the Vikings fans need to celebrate the first win since January, Tom. Okay.
It's only 9 months. I mean, what the hell? So from now on, will you guys will be on 8:10 to 8:20?
Yeah.
Does that work?
Yeah, that's good. Good man.
Good. I want to make sure that was the situation. I did watch the game. I watched both games yesterday, which means I was by myself for about 7 straight hours, which is a little lonely, but
sad violin in the background
I
at
have to
Tom's
ask you,
house.
You know what else happened to me?
You know what else?
Anyway.
Are you pumped up here? The Twins are going to win their first playoff game since 2004 tomorrow. Are you excited?
I am very, very excited. There's no question about that. I watched, like I said, I watched the game. Oh, before we move on from football, we'll finish with baseball. How about that?
Sure.
Before we move on from football, that quarterback for Carolina might be one of the worst quarterbacks I have ever seen.
It's really bad.
Does he not see left and right? He can only see.
That's it. Do they test for that at the NFL Combine? Okay, he ran a 40-yard dash, a 3-cone drill. Does he have peripheral vision?
Right. Exactly. he would just stand there and get smoked because he didn't see anyone coming.
Yeah, it was. So he was the number 1 overall pick by the Panthers, and he was the stud quarterback at Alabama, and he's only making like his 3rd start of his career. So let's give him 5 minutes to figure it out. But that was bad. I think Andy Dalton is their backup, and we were joking. We did a live event at Park Tavern yesterday, and we were joking. How many times as a football fan have you been like, "Wow, we really dodged a bullet that Andy Dalton didn't start against our team today"? But they probably lose if Andy Dalton starts,
That's probably true. I just could not believe. And by the way, the Minnesota Vikings suck. They're not good at all. So in order to lose to the Vikings, you got to try really hard.
Yeah, I mean, the Vikings have just everything that went right for them last year. They got in all these close games last year. They were like 11-0 in close games in 2022. And every way the ball could possibly bounce differently this year, they've had 4 turnovers at the goal line. And so they're marching down, they're ready to score a touchdown, and then Justin Jefferson drops the ball out of bounds against the Eagles. Or yesterday, you had the 99-yard interception return on the first drive of the game.
Oh, God.
Going back, and they overcome it, and they win. But they have literally turned the ball over in 4 games, 4 times on the goal line, trying to punch it in for a touchdown. So
it is unbelievable. The Vikings do end up winning their 0-1 or what the hell? 1-3. 1-3.
Yep.
What a great record. All right, let's talk a little. What is it? Baseball season?
It's that fall crisp in the air. Yes.
What is it I hear in the background?
Is that light happy music?
That might just be the light happy music, baby. The Twins are in the playoffs. Light happy music from 1987. I remember when we first played that in 1987. They're like, that team is like 85 because they won 85. They were 85 and 77 that year.
Yeah.
Why are you so happy you're playing light happy music? This team is going to get smoked. I said, I don't think so. Because remember, I picked them to win at the beginning of the season. I picked them to win the World Series. And I remember Gaetti, after they won, went, how the hell did you know this? Said,
we don't even think we're good. What do you see?
Exactly. That light happy music is one. All right. So you got a couple of minutes to talk about your Minnesota Twins. I saw the first half and the second half stats. This team is a lot better in the second half than they were in the first half.
They are. This is one of the 5 best offenses, I think, since the All-Star break in terms of just run production. And they've got 2 of the best starting pitchers in the American League. Now, the Blue Jays have, if there's like take the 5 best starting pitchers, the Blue Jays have one, and he's pitching tomorrow, Kevin Gausman. Little split-fingered action against those Twins hitters. But we're going to find out, too, I think today or maybe tomorrow morning if Royce Lewis and the hamstring can go.
Yeah.
There's just something about that kid, man. He's got a Kirby Puckett-like sort of leadership quality, a hop on my back sort of a thing. So I still think they can win the series without him, but having him would make me even more confident. So
what's your view? You think any shot?
I do. First of all, it's baseball, so like in theory, every game should be kind of a coin flip. But there's a guy, I don't know if you guys have seen this. There's a YouTube documentary that came out like last week. A Twins fan, I'm going to get his name here. We were actually DMing on Twitter this morning. His name is Chris Hanel, Hanel. So his YouTube channel is just Chris Hanel, his name. He did an 1.5-hour documentary about the Twins' 0-18 playoff losing streak. It's the worst playoff losing streak in the history of North American team sports. But it doesn't get as much pub because it's not a New York team, not a Boston team.
Right.
So he went through every single game, and he did a bunch of math to figure out, at this point in the game in 2004, when the Twins had a 2-run lead in the 8th inning, they had a 90% chance to win. So he looked at the percent chance they had to win each of these 18 games. And he does the math and finds out that for them to lose all 18 games, 69 billion to 1 odds.
Jeez.
69 billion to 1.
Only Minnesota, baby. That's all I gotta say. Only Minnesota. All right, Pally. I know you got to go, but this is going to be. I like starting the show with you guys. This is a great idea.
Or a terrible idea. We're going to find out.
That's true.
It might just train wreck everything, but we'll find out, I guess.
Mackey, did you see that my Chiefs won?
That game last night, boy, first of all, Taylor Swift just chugging cocktails up there.
Yeah.
She was with Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, and then
Yeah.
Anthony from the Queer Eye show on Netflix. It was like just random celebrities in that booth.
Yeah, Taylor Swift's boyfriend and his boyfriend's BFF did a really good job on the field. So good job.
Nice job. Football. Yes.
Football. Go team.
Go Swifties.
Woo.
I tried to get you out on time there, but apparently Taylor Swift was way too important to get you out on time.
It was a necessary side street. Yes.
It really was. There's no question about it. All right, Valley,
See you
we'll
guys.
talk to you on Friday.
Sounds good.
Phil Mackey, ladies and gentlemen, Score North Course. Judd will be on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Phil back on Friday. We got to take a break. Be right back in a couple minutes. Chris, we've got a lot of news to talk about this morning, as a matter of fact. I had a lot of questions about the headlines this morning, and I'm sure that Chris Egert would be the guy to turn to, don't you think?
Oh,
Yeah.
heck yeah.
Nobody better.
That didn't sound sincere at all.
Nobody better.
No one? Really?
How sure are you about that statement?
Nobody.
Really?
Like of
Nobody?
everybody in the
You're the well, wait a minute. That's true. All right, y'all have helped support My Pillow and their employees in these tough economic times. Mike Lindell knows this and continues to give back to listeners with deals on his most popular products. You've heard me recently speak about the My Slippers, the Giza Sheets, My Pillow 2.0, and more. Well, great news. The My Pillow 6-pack bath towel sets are back in stock. The proprietary technology makes them extremely absorbent, yet still provides that soft feel you look for in a towel. The set comes with 2 bath towels, 2 hand towels, and 2 washcloths. Regular price $79.98. And for a limited time, you can get the 6-pack towel set for only $39.99 with promo code TOM. That is a 50% saving. So go to mypillow.com, use promo code TOM to save 50% on the MyPillow 6-pack towel sets. That is just $39.99 for a set. This deal will not last long. Enter promo code TOM for this special and many more.
This is the Tom Barnard Morning Show. Listen live at tombernardshow.com or on the Tom Barnard Show app.
This is Bob Sansevier, and I want to tell you about Dave Bialki from Bialki Law. Dave represented my wife, Mary, when she had a significant workplace injury. She was very happy with the job. Dave, if you have a work-related injury and have Dave represent you, I'm betting you'll be happy too. Dave is a down-to-earth guy. He grew up in northern Minnesota, rides a Harley, and worked various jobs doing concrete, electrical, plumbing, roofing, and carpentry work. Dave works for people with work-related injuries. If you work construction, or anywhere for that matter, and you're hurt or even just hurting, you should talk to Dave. Let's face it, our bodies wear out. If your body is worn out from work, if your knees or back or shoulders hurt from things you do at work, do what Mary did. Call Dave and talk to him about it at Bialki Law to set up a free initial consultation. The number to call is 763-571-2410. That's 763-571-2410. Or visit bialkilaw.com. That's BIALKE law.com.
Why should your business bank with North American Banking Company? Here's Landon and Gavin Miller of D&B Plating.
I've always been impressed with their speed of answers to our questions, and that has allowed us to expand and capitalize on opportunities in the market.
North American Banking Company has never made us feel like a number. They've always treated us as a partner.
For more information about North American Banking Company, go to nabankco.com or stop by any one of their Twin Cities locations. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Do you ever Google yourself? Are you happy with what you find? Or is it cringy? Are you a business owner or on your company's marketing team? How do you feel when you Google your own place? What do you see? A non-updated social media page you don't even remember making? Ads for your competitors? An old school website with outdated information? Hubbard Interactive can help. They can do it all for your business. They're a Google Premier partner, so they can use search engine optimization to get your click results higher. They can build a 21st century website for you that communicates all the right things, all the best ways. They've got a photo and video department to make your business look sharp, plus social media, influencer marketing, podcasting, and more. All the things that will make you a lot happier next time you Google yourself. Here's a Google search that you'll find rewarding. Hubbard Interactive. You can see all the marketing tools they've used on hundreds of successful businesses, including an extensive gallery of the great work they could help your venture with. HubbardInteractive.com. Building campaigns that connect.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. There he is, looking at me right now. Chris Egert joins us from Channel 5. You know what's weird about the new starting the show at 8 rather than 7?
Yes, sir.
I slept a little later. I got up, turned you guys on, and it was that damn national news already. You were already gone.
Yeah. By 7 o'clock, Good Morning America comes on, and then we're back getting ready and prepping for our 9 o'clock show. So
Get rid of the 7 o'clock show. Just network. Who cares?
I do not have control over that particular programming decision, Tom. As much of a surprise as that might be to you,
it is a huge surprise. I'll just call Stanley later on today and go, Stanley, get rid of that national news. This is worthless.
I think a lot of people would like to have local news in that spot, but I know that Good Morning America is a wildly popular show. So,
oh, is it really?
Yeah,
I did not know that.
I think it might be the highest rated, like across the country, highest number of viewers compared to the other morning news broadcasts, I believe.
Yeah, but that's just because of the time slot they're in. You could just like record it and have it air later in the day. Run that.
Yeah, probably not though, because it's pretty valuable real estate for them. So,
you know, it's so great. And this is one of the reasons. Now you have till 45, do you not? I want to make sure that slot.
I think I'm supposed to. Well, listen, you guys tell me what to do. I'm
no. It's your schedule, and we're going to stick to it.
I was under the impression I was supposed to be a little shorter, but that was only to fit the format of your guys' show, not necessarily because I needed to go.
Well, yeah, okay. So, but I mean, you can go out earlier some days or whatever. But I want to make sure the latest you can be on would be like 44, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure that was true because we got a lot to talk about today. People making these wonderful decisions that they're making, saying things about. Here's a headline we'll start with. And by the way, I gotta point out to you, I don't really have a lot of emotion about this because it's gotten so psychotic. Yesterday, I watched the Viking game, and then I watched the Twins game, and I figured I may as well check out the headlines. And I went back and forth between Fox and CNN and all those other ones. All they do now on all of those shows is, oh, you know what? That Trump is the worst human being on earth. Then you turn to the other channel. You know what? Biden is the worst human being on earth. I'm like, Jesus, really? I mean, it's not really like this is left and this is right. It's like, you can't even see how far apart we are. It's disgusting.
I mean, you're not wrong. It's absolutely the way it is. And which I think people are growing very, very tired of. I mean, I know that's the kind of feedback I get from people on it. But I don't know what to say either. Like they're obviously pretty dug in on how they're going to be doing things and what they're going to be talking about. So
there you go. Now here's an example of what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Star Tribune headline, one of two big headlines this morning in the Star Tribune. Target's closings because of crime protect its profit, but at the expense of communities. They shut the stores down because of violence, which your communities voted for, by the way. Oh, no, let people wander the streets with sticks and guns and all the rest of it. Don't arrest them, but somehow it's Target's fault? Are you out of your mind? Oh,
yeah.
Because people are getting hurt.
I had every confidence that when they announced that last week that they're going to be closing some of those stores, that there would be, there would be more that will be said about that. For sure.
And I will say again, you better get these people under control in the streets. Otherwise, you aren't going to believe the amount of death that comes at the back end of this if you people don't get your head out of your ass and get this world under control again.
In completely other news.
No, I'm still going to rail for a while.
Rail away.
No. I hate that when they try to blame everything corporate's horrible. Look, corporate's not great. I understand they work a lot of different angles, all the rest of it. Target closed 9 stores, I think, in the country.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
The most violent stores of theirs, they closed them. Didn't say they were going to close them for good or they're never coming back, or that's not what they said. What we need to do as communities is get this under control so people just don't think they can walk up to your car at a stoplight and put a gun to your head. Happens every single hour of every day now.
Yeah, and you'd like to think that it's, it's not happening everywhere, but I mean, I don't think there's too many major cities where,
right.
I'm not reading in too many places of city XYZ has solved all of its problems.
No,
the
you're
streets
not
are paved with gold.
exactly. No, like I said, and I suppose part of it is the fact that it's the Dayton family and it's a locally started business. The first one, I believe, was in Crystal, Minnesota. Target is a local product, so maybe I'm very touchy about that.
Sure.
I think Target's done a hell of a job. But again, the headline, Target's closing because of crime, protect its profit, but at the expense of communities.
Yeah,
How?
Well, wasn't there some figure when that story came out last week? Like it's millions and hundreds of millions of dollars
Yes.
that the stores are losing. That's crazy when you think about
You can't keep that open.
how much money it is. And what was I just saw some surveillance video the other day. I don't think it was a Target, but a couple of people were stealing some stuff in a store and they were walking out with it. And there was a loss prevention officer who did try to stop them.
Right.
And they grabbed a thing of like pepper spray or mace and they just sprayed the guy in the face and like tried to push the cart out. And this dude actually like fought back, which I was under the impression they're not even really supposed to do that. Like they're really not supposed to like physically confront people, but I suppose maybe the guy was pissed. He had freaking pepper spray in his eye.
That'll do it. That'll piss you off. You ever been pepper sprayed?
Yes.
No. Have
Me
you,
too.
Brittany?
Yeah, because in the military you get this. It's called like SES gas,
Yep.
and then they make you. There was like it's like 10%, like 5% of people are immune to it, and then like 1% of people have you violently throw up. And guess where I fell?
Throw up?
Yep. And then so they make you, after they do the SES gas, then they ask you questions and you have to answer. So they're like, hey, Private Hagen, what's your social? And I was like, 5, like just kept throwing up as I was trying to talk. And then we had to leave the room and I couldn't even stand up. So I was like crawling out of there, just throwing up. So yeah, I was really cute for bathing suit season the next summer because I, lost 5 pounds at least.
Brittany, it's funny you bring that up. I was just reading this before I walked in here in the Wall Street Journal today. I think it was Wall Street Journal. The military is having issues trying to figure out a standard for what physical fitness means.
Oh, yeah.
And I guess it sounds like depending on which branch of the military you're in, there are different fitness standards, which can include like measuring around your waist.
Yeah, that's always been around. Yeah.
But that's always been around, but there's debate right now happening about whether there should be some kind of a standard. XY is measuring around your waist really an actual great gauge of someone's fitness? It's a really interesting article.
Yeah, so it's the military has always done, so they've done it's combined. They do the physical, I mean, this is when I was in the physical fitness test, and then height and weight. And then if you don't make height and weight, like a lot of times I weighed too much within, but I'd be within my BMI. But I was
for 1 second.
Yeah.
Your knee looks like a bald man's head who's staring at you.
Thank you. That's my husband is watching the show.
It's like a bald guy staring at her, doesn't it?
I'm wearing pink leggings today. Chris, I told him I wasn't putting on actual clothes because I'm reporting here from Eden Prairie.
Yes, absolutely.
I enjoy the Eden Prairie Bureau. It's fun.
Thank you. And so they used to, if you'd pass the physical fitness test, but you failed, the height and weight, you'd get measurements. And a lot of times I wouldn't pass the weight part because, it's just, a lot of times had to do with being tall and muscle and whatever. And it was, so I do the measurements and make it fine with that. But after I left, so that used to be a 2 miles, 2 minutes of sit-ups and 2 minutes of push-ups. And they had all these parameters around that. And a lot of it was pretty easy, but then they switched now. They do like a shuttle run thing. It's like a whole program they do of all different workouts, which, I don't know where you guys fall with all of it, but there are some jobs where you really, in the military, don't have to be physically fit at all. I mean, we did a lot I mean, there's a lot of different aspects. So I guess it kind of comes down to like, where do people feel comfortable with their military being? Do they have to be physically fit if they're doing a job where they're controlling a drone? I don't know. I guess I always lean towards kind of, a lot of times we'd be really annoyed because our, you'd get especially during the time where they were having a hard time recruit, is they would let really unfit people into the military, or like let them stay because they were kind of grandfathered in. So I don't know. How do you guys feel about your military looking a certain way?
Tom, what do you think?
As long as they have big guns, I don't give a rat's ass.
Like, you mean obviously arms, you mean, right?
No, I'm talking about rifles.
Oh, okay.
Cannons, you know, things like that.
Yeah. The fit, like, I feel like being physically fit. I mean, I guess it probably helps if you're carrying a lot of equipment and you're, running around. But yeah, a lot of times, Brittany, you're saying like if it's a drone, if you're controlling a drone or you're doing something that doesn't require a lot of physical exertion, I don't think we need to make sure you can run a 2-minute mile. And if you are in the military, like it's a lot like the NFL combine where they do like all the different stuff. And it's like, when's the last time a military member had to jog 2 miles in battle? Like, it probably doesn't happen a lot. Like, you should be fit enough to carry your own equipment. And then also, I guess you don't want to be so muscular where if something happens, you got to get dragged out. Now your fellow soldiers can't drag you back to safety.
Right.
That's interesting. I do know this. We relentlessly tease you if you don't pass your PT test. So there's that.
Sure.
Yeah.
So it's just like grade school.
Yeah, it's the military is a lot like grade school and cheerleading camp. I always tell people is you have to act super into everything. Like, we would be getting in trouble and we'd have to do like squats in the middle of the field. And I would always like, take that, terrorism, as loud as I could all the time, no matter what the exercise was. So
that's a nice touch. I like that.
Thank you.
No question about that. Okay, another thing I got to run by you guys, because we got, like I said, on one channel, Trump is the worst human being ever born. On the other channel, you got Biden's the worst human being ever born. And then, of course, you go inside the two parties, and they're battling up a storm. Gates to seek to oust McCarthy as speaker. Bring it on, McCarthy says.
Yep.
I got a question for you. And maybe I'm wrong about this, but whatever. I have never liked Matt Gaetz. I think he's an arrogant asshole and always has been. I don't know much about McCarthy, but I have a question for you. This is a guy, Gates. Didn't he get hammered once on an ethics charge? He was dating a 17-year-old girl.
Oh.
Is that not right?
There was some kind of accusation. I know that I don't have it. I don't remember that right off the top of my head, all the details of it. But
I think AJ's looking it up.
There was an allegation, and I know that like he definitely has made no bones about it that he's trying to oust McCarthy, and that's like I think some of what it sounded like McCarthy was frustrated about was that Gates was just doing it for the sake of doing it, to be antagonistic with him. But I also there's a lot of interesting conversation about that, all that discussion over trying to keep the government running. A lot of that is coming down to Ukraine, which isn't, and that's something that I think they did not approve any money for Ukraine in this particular deal.
They did not, right.
And that's going to be something over the next months, weeks and months that you're going to see a pretty big dividing line, I'm guessing, in out in Washington.
I have a question for you about that. And again, I'm not saying they should or should not send troops or send money or whatever the hell they're doing. But you have all of the Eastern Hemisphere, and I don't see a lot of help they're getting from anybody over there, are they? Maybe I just haven't seen it. I mean, is there any other country in Europe or in Asia or anywhere helping them?
Some of the European countries are helping. I just read an article this morning that Britain was talking about. There had been some discussion about Britain sending training troops into Ukraine to help to train some Ukrainian soldiers, and the Russians, they basically said if that happens, that's an act of aggression, and get ready because we're going to start lobbing missiles at them. And It does. None of that thing. Listen, historically, when you talk about world wars starting, it always starts with one thing like that.
It does, yeah.
And I don't know. I obviously don't have an opinion on it, but I don't like it. I mean, there's nothing about any of that I like.
So yeah, no, we got to be arguing between Gates and this. And did you ever find out?
Yeah. So I looked it up, and he was not charged with sex trafficking a minor, but there was somebody who was convicted. Looks like a Greenberg pleaded guilty to 6 charges, including sex trafficking of a minor, identity theft, stalking. But Gates was not charged. They said he was innocent in the whole thing.
So he brought all his buddies in, and they got him out of the deal.
I cannot confirm that is what happened, but
he seems to be the slimiest pig ever born, and now we got to get him out of there. You, sir, are a scumbag of the.
He seems like the dude, and I don't know anything about him, but he kind of seems like just looking at him and hearing him, he seems like the dude in like every 1980s teen angsty show where he's like the jock on the other team, the guy that, whether it's Karate Kid, whatever it might be, like he's the quarterback of the football team, he's the whatever, he just has that vibe, that's for sure.
No question about it. And I know you only got one more minute, so I'm going to run this out there. Dean Phillips is stepping down from Democratic leadership after pushing back on Biden's 2024 run. I've had Dean Phillips on the show, as a matter of the family show. So maybe I should reach out to Dean and find out if he wants to come on and talk about this at all. But he is one of those guys stepping up. No, I'm sure he probably wants to run, which might be pushing him down that road. But I literally, honest to God, we're going to have to get these two parties together and sit down face to face and go, look, we got to straighten this whole deal out. This country is a mess. And it is. This country right now is a mess.
Yeah, Phillips said he's dropping out of his leadership duties because he doesn't agree the way the Democratic caucus is headed with the 24 election, which is a polite way of saying he doesn't support Biden, right? I mean, basically, that all comes down to. And he had thrown out the idea of running for president at one point. I feel like everybody, to your point, Tom, like everybody's waiting for some sort of catalyst or some great uniter to come along and just bring everybody together. But it doesn't look that way at this particular moment in time. Like that person hasn't revealed themselves yet.
Well, it's nice now, though. They went past Chuck Schumer, who's also an imbecile. They're both sides. They're a bunch of morons. I'm sorry. But unfortunately, Chuck Schumer didn't get his way, and that Fetterman has to wear underwear now. So that's good.
I would love, just for the record, and this is not a political statement, I would love to wear a hooded sweatshirt to work every day.
I bet you would. I bet you it'd be nice and comfy.
Now, granted, I don't sit in the hallowed walls of Congress, halls of Congress, but yeah, look at Brittany. There you go.
There she is, hooded sweatshirt.
Walls of her closet.
The hallowed walls. I like that. That works for me. All right, young man, another tremendous report as always. But like I said, I used to get pissed off reading all these headlines about this sucks and that sucks and Target sucks and you suck. And I'm done with it. If you want to be so miserable, live your life. I'm a very happy guy. My wife's back in town, which I'm happy about, right? I work with wonderful people. I mean, look around.
I definitely can tell Kathryn's back in town.
Oh, can you? A little better mood for Uncle Tom. Yeah, if she weren't in town, I'd be going, these sons of bitches in both parties.
Yeah,
you're right. I would be. I'd have much more of an edge to me. She's as good as it gets, man. All right.
Say hi to Mackey and Judd. I ran into him at the Gophers game on Saturday, and we had a grand old time. So they're looking forward to being on.
That team sucks.
The Gophers?
Yeah.
Or Mackey and Judd.
That team, Judd. Both.
They suck. That didn't sound, you're right. That did not sound good.
Well,
Phil.
On that note, I'm going to go. You guys have a good rest of your day.
See ya. Ladies and gentlemen, news brought to you by Mr. Money Talk. Josh Arnold, called Josh for your free 48-minute financial evaluation. What's so hilarious about that? I ran into a bunch of listeners over the weekend. There was a nice woman. I ran into it. Jerry's out there and he dined at the grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
I ran into her out there and she's in line and she looked at me and then she looked back because I'm waiting to check out. And she looks at me again and she goes, "You look familiar." I said, "Oh, I'll go there." And she goes, "Tom."
Tommy?
Tom. No, I know you're trying to hide, but you're not hiding. But no, they almost everybody. I rented like 4 or 5 listeners over the weekend, different places, and every one of them mentioned, "Boy, sure can't wait till Kathryn gets back in town."
Same. I've been saying that all weekend, saying, I can't wait till I thought she came back on Saturday.
She did.
So why were you so alone on Sunday?
What do you mean alone?
Well, because she probably didn't want to sit down and watch the Vikings and then the
Oh,
Twins.
no, that's
back-to-back.
why. Yeah, she didn't want to watch sports.
So she just left you? She came back in town and then left you?
Stayed upstairs with Jude, who,
I
by
see.
the way, needs to be hospitalized for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
When she walked in the door, I thought he was going to lose his mind. He's jumping up and down. It's like, Jesus. What the hell's wrong with you?
You're a lot of things, Tom, but you're no Kathryn. You'll never be Kathryn to him.
I'll never be Kathryn. I'll never be that good.
No.
I can't even deny it. How could I possibly deny it? Right?
Right.
You don't have to agree with me. It's not necessary.
Oh, Tom, you're just the same. Interchangeable. Oh.
Amazing. All right, all of you hit the road and get away from me. That's all I'm saying. Actually, don't hit the road because we'll be right back right after this break. That's a good way to put it. This is Tom Barnard for my friend at Throttle Therapy. All my friends over there, Pally. The friends at Power Lodge Miller Marine is what I'm talking about. If you're the type that doesn't mind a little hard work of getting mud everywhere, as long as you've got your right machine, this is for you. Power Lodge is Minnesota's CF Moto Superstore. Since they buy more, you save more. And Power Lodge has new deals to get you ready for your fall escape. Save thousands on CF Moto off-road and side-by-sides. 4x4s starting at an unbelievable $4,599. Get ready for whatever the wilderness throws at you this year. No matter how tough the job, Power Lodge in their 5 locations has you covered with a 3-year warranty on select units. That's 3 years peace of mind. Bring home the keys and the freedom to ride with confidence. You can hear the motor humming in your mind's ear already. It always starts at the Lodge. Power Lodge. Plus, for a limited time, get a free CF Moto generator when you purchase select units. Powering your adventures even further with locations in Ramsey, Sauk Rapids, Onamia, St. Cloud, and Brainerd. Power Lodge is your sports go-to destination and is the largest CF Moto dealer in the state. Call or visit today and check my Throttle Therapy buddies out online at powerlodge.com. Your CF Moto escape starts at the Lodge.
This is the Tom Barnard Morning Show.
In a world that's racing a mile a minute, a split-second distraction can change everything. I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw & Bryant. Every day we see too many people, heads buried in their phones, unaware of the dangers they're in. Texting and driving isn't just reckless, it's playing Russian roulette with your life and the lives of others. In just 4 seconds of distraction, you've driven the length of a football field. Is there any text message that's worth your life, that's worth the lives of others? I've been fighting for the rights of the injured for over 30 years. But I'd rather you never meet me in a courtroom. So hear me now. Stop texting and driving. Pay attention. Value your lives and the lives around you. And if you won't, know this. At Bradshaw & Bryant, we're relentless. We won't back down. We bring justice to those that need it.
Find Bradshaw & Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
With Mike Bryant on your side, seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw & Bryant.
The new Tom Barnard Morning Show is proud to have partners like Bradshaw & Bryant, MyPillow, and North American Banking Company founder, chairman, and president, Mike Bilski.
I've advertised on Tom's show for years, and the reason is simple. My business is recognized because of the ads, and that recognition has created growth. What business doesn't want to grow? I highly recommend the Tom Barnard Morning Show for your advertising.
Grow results for your business by partnering with the Tom Barnard Morning Show. Visit TomBarnardShow.com, keyword partner. Tom Barnard is back. Every weekday, you'll hear Tommy B, Brittany Arneson. Yes, that Brittany Arneson. Along with Tom's pals, Kent Herbeck on Fridays, Bob Sansevier, Mike Stretch Gelfand, Tim Lammers, and from Channel 5 Eyewitness News, Chris Egert and Kristyn Burtt on entertainment and pop culture. It's Tom and the crew with opinions on news, opinions on life, opinions on entertainment, and of course, opinions on other people's stupid opinions. The Tom Barnard Show is a podcast, so you can listen when you want to listen. In the car, on the way to or from work, at home, on the job site, or wherever you need your Tommy B Show fix. Hear the show on the Tom Barnard Show app in your app store, as a podcast on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts, or see it on YouTube on the Tom Barnard Show channel.
A perfect example of how Amy and I work together, because every promo she cuts has the word stupid in it at least 5 times. That's stupid. We don't do that. Okay, well, glad to hear it. Bob Sansevier Sports is brought to you by Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury lawyer seeking justice for the injured. Contact Bradshaw and Bryant at minnesotapersonalinjury.com. Sandy, what's happening?
Not much. Your Vikings, they're happening. Your Twins, they're happening. They got Toronto coming in for 3. If you're the Twins, you're hoping you just need 2 to polish them off. But I'm sure Toronto's excited to be coming in to make it 19 and 20 for the Twins of playoff losses. So
we'll be 19 and 20. That's amazing. That is amazing, Sandy. So what else is happening, Pally?
Well, your Vikings, Tom. I mean, they beat a miserable team, maybe the worst team in football, but a win is a win is a win.
I miss Adam Thielen. Why did we ever let him go?
He actually looks like he's got a little play left in him.
Yeah.
And the problem, they were lucky they faced the rookie quarterback who could be great someday, maybe, but he's not there now. I mean, that team didn't score an offensive touchdown, and Kirk Cousins, he had a rough game. But the defense, and part of it was because they're playing an inexperienced quarterback, they came up and they DJ Wanham gets the interception return. Harrison Smith had 3 sacks. This is the type of offense that they want to be facing, a bad one, because then their defense can actually look good.
Mm-hmm. No, you're absolutely right. So I watched the Viking game and I watched the Twins game. What?
Well, the Twins, though. I mean, that was no game because they were trying to save everybody and they didn't want to get anyone. It was an exhibition game for them, basically. Not a big deal.
Well, I understand it didn't really matter much. They ended up losing the game in 12 innings, something like that, 11 or 12 innings.
Yeah, they're just getting ready for the big postseason move, Tom. That's all they care about.
Why is he still breaking up like that?
Oh my God, no! I'm breaking up
like mad again.
All
you
right,
gotta get this fixed.
You sound like you're water, Bob.
All right, let me. You want me to call back in, or you want me to brave through it here?
Here, you want to hang up and just call in quick?
Yeah, from now on.
Brittany, send me the number to call. I'll just call in on the phone.
All right, will do.
Please shoot it to me quick. Thanks.
Send me the number to call. Wasn't that his job to get that number to call in on?
It's literally on our talk thread 400 times. If I sent it to you, you'd laugh because I could take a screenshot where I just resend it. Like 4 lines up is the number, and then 5 lines up is the number. I mean, I sent it on Monday. I sent it on Friday. It's fine. Whatever. That's my job today. Fine.
That's it. Taking care of Bob, babysitting Bob.
It's a full-time job, but I'm here for it.
Believe me, I've been doing it for like 40 years, so I do understand. Babysitting Sandy.
Babysitting Sandy. Yeah, I have to travel with him, and it was like him in his little cargo shorts getting lost places.
All right, hey Bob, you there?
I'm here.
Hey,
there we go.
Cargo shorts. How you doing?
Good. Hey, by the way, why is there an evening gown over her right shoulder?
That's my wedding dress, and then I've got my golden goggles. I got all my fancy dresses are in my guest closet.
Well, we're not surprised you didn't wear white.
Oh my God!
This white dress?
Just kidding.
This beautiful white dress? I'll put it on at some point. Just kidding. It's way too small.
It's way too small. Well, I understand.
Thank you.
I understand that. So, Sandy, back to sports so we can hear without you going.
It'll be fixed next time.
Sure it will.
No, I did it from my outbuilding studio. I needed to go in the house. And the reason I try to refrain, I got a studio in the house and one in one of my outbuildings. So we have a farm. And the reason is because the little dogs start yapping. and I don't want you to have to hear that.
I don't care.
All right, then we'll do it from there from now on.
All
No
righty.
problem.
Works for me, Pally.
All right. Now, your Vikings, here's where I feel for them. Not just because the Chiefs are coming in, but because the Chiefs are coming in with Patrick Mahomes not having a great game.
Right.
He doesn't have back-to-back bad games.
No, you're very, very right on about that one. This schedule does not favor the Vikings at all.
No, because they will get the Bears. They will beat the Bears.
Right.
That's a bold prediction for you.
Right.
But then they get the 49ers, which 49ers could be the best team in football this year.
It could be. Yep.
But they got it all cooking for them. So we'll just have to wait and see. But I'm thinking 2-5 after 7 games.
2-5 after 7, so they're out of it.
Well, the apologists will say, "Oh, well, it gets easy after that."
Uh-huh.
Well, it gets easy for bad or for good teams after that, but I'm not so sure your Vikings are a good team. They have to go to Green Bay, and Green Bay is not a terrible team.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they got the Falcons, then they got the Saints coming here. They should win that one. The Broncos, that team is misery. So they got that. Bears, Raiders. I mean, Bengals coming up. The Bengals don't have it together, but their biggest problem is 2 of their last 3 games, Lions, Packers, Lions. That's a tough stretch because the Lions are much better.
They're much better, yeah. That's true.
And they're not going to fall apart. They should win the division. It's not going to be, the Vikings will come back and win. It's not going to happen. Not when you start out 2-5.
Is this the last year for Kirk Cousins, I hope?
Well, they didn't renew him, so they're planning on it, but they also need another plan. And when these guys came in, Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah and Kevin O'Connell, I thought, well, great, new blood. They've got some good things. I don't have faith in Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah making that right call. There's 2 draft picks from the first draft. They don't play.
No, exactly.
I mean, he hasn't had guys. Jordan Addison can play. But see, Jordan Addison, to me, he's not Randy Moss. But, we got Randy Moss. Well, Randy Moss slid into the 20s. You had to take. It was stupid for a team not to take him then. Addison, he was the 3rd of 3 receivers in a row, and he's very, very good. I think he could be terrific. But that's an easy pick. You've got to find gems, and they haven't found gems other than maybe him. But, he was an easy pick. Everyone knew they were going to take a receiver when others may argue they should have worked on the offensive line. But yesterday's problems were not the Lions' fault. It was a bad game by Cousins.
Yeah.
He's no longer going to throw for 6,000 yards. He brought that average down a little bit.
No, I was never a fan of his when he was in Washington. I thought he was a mediocre quarterback. A lot of talent, but he didn't even know how to use his own talent.
No, but there's a lot of this talk about they should go to the Jets. Now, in fairness, their kid did pretty good. Their quarterback that Joe Namath was shredding. He actually did fine.
Well,
which is shocking. But if he went to New York, he could actually win a Super Bowl in New York for this reason, and this reason alone. They have a terrific defense.
Mm-hmm.
And, as you know, Tom, a good defense can get you. I mean, you could win a Super Bowl as a quarterback. Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl with Baltimore.
Right.
But Zach Wilson, maybe it's encouraging that he had a good game, and he'll get better because he's got confidence. We'll see.
We can
I'm
only
not
hope.
so sure. Yeah, well, yeah. But for Cousins, he's not going anywhere this year. But they better have a plan to replace him. Everybody wants Caleb Williams. Every team that needs a quarterback, he's a quarterback out of Southern Cal.
Mm-hmm.
Phenomenal. They think he's a generational type player, but only one team can get him.
Right.
And it's the worst team in football. Now, that could be the Bears, and they'll be trading the pick again. Or maybe they will take him, and they'll trade Justin Fields instead. It all remains to be seen. But right now, hey, your Vikings got to win. Woohoo. Let's revel in it.
Well, Carolina is the worst team in football right now. So will they end up getting them?
The Bears or Carolina would probably be battling for that. The worst team. But also, if you're Carolina, they're going to trade the pick because they got their quarterback.
Mm-hmm. The kid sucks.
So,
Is it just because he's so young?
Yeah, it's just because he's young. Like
Yeah,
he definitely
right.
he made some plays yesterday that I was like, oh
Alright.
my gosh, like this kid is impressive. But
Okay.
yeah, he just needs time.
All
Yeah.
right, because
But it will be a battle, Tom, between Carolina and the Bears for the worst record. in
Right.
football.
So yeah, don't count Denver out.
And they got the win, though. Beat the Bears.
that's so
I
sad.
think it's great that Sean Payton called Nathaniel Hackett, the coach from the year before, the worst coaching job he'd ever seen. This by a guy who gave up 70 points last week.
Yeah, and it's almost offensive that nobody in Denver, after they lost to the Dolphins and gave up 70 points, asked him if he now owns the worst coaching performance from Nathaniel Hackett. Because yeah, the Broncos, it looks like they're trying to lose.
Actually, not in those exact words, but Chris Thomason, who pissed off every coach who came through Minnesota while he was doing it, because he had he's a heck of a reporter, but he didn't have a lot of tact when it came to asking questions. He pissed Peyton off with a question along those lines.
Perfect.
Last week. So yeah, it did actually happen. So.
Yeah, because Sean Payton, did you see him cutting his sleeves off his shirt during the
Yes.
game?
Yep.
I'm like, what are you doing? Like everything that's going on in Denver is just bizarre.
He's going Belichick.
Yeah.
Like those cut off sleeves.
Yeah, but it wasn't the entire sleeves. It was just like I would say halfway up his forearm, maybe. But yeah, there's been a lot of strange stuff going on from coaches. Or like you brought up Trent Dilfer earlier. Did you see he's making a bunch of headlines because he just went completely unhinged and screamed at all of his coaches on the sidelines?
No, Dilfer did.
Yeah, there's a video of it. There was I think they got a penalty or something like that was partially to blame on one of the assistant coaches, and Trent Dilfer just lays into him for what seemed like forever. But yeah, he is getting criticized now.
Assistant coach. He's a coach now at
UAB.
UAB.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, it's a tough time. You know who you don't hear from though, and he was. Now I thought he was a good quarterback, not a great quarterback, but Brad Johnson won a Super Bowl with Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
And he was a good quarterback. There's no getting around it. But a lot of people, when they say, lousy quarterbacks have won with great defenses, they throw him in with Dilfer, which is grossly unfair. But Brad's a good guy. Was a good guy, still a good guy.
Oh, he's a great
Tom,
guy.
you knew him really well, too.
Oh,
right?
yeah, Brad and I got to be really good friends. You couldn't meet a nicer guy than Brad Johnson. Great guy.
No, wonderful.
Well, he was.
And but I'm sure there's wonderful guys on the Vikings now.
Well, you know what's interesting about that is you look back, Bob, because I haven't exactly gone easy on Viking quarterbacks, but I would consider Tommy Kramer and me to be friends. We're not the best of friends, but Tommy Kramer and I are friends. Brad Johnson. Now you get on the list, and other than the pains in the ass who really did suck, they didn't mind that I went after him. It's like, hey, it's part of my job. I get ripped as part of my job. It's like being on the air somewhere, doing podcasting. You're going to get ripped. That's just how it is.
Over the years, there's not a single Viking quarterback. And when I came in, it was Tommy Kramer and Wade Wilson and Archie Manning with the three quarterbacks on the team.
Yep.
Not an ass of any of them.
Nope.
Since then, all the quarterbacks they've had were all pretty good guys.
Mm-hmm.
Culpepper was not a bad guy. He just had incredibly bad, then incredibly good seasons.
Yeah.
He was so up and down. He was not a bad guy, though. I do remember, I've told you this story about when Mike Tice was the coach and Tice gave him, they could watch video on their computers on a disc, right? So you could check the history of what was watched. A lot of movies were watched, no football, though.
Does that surprise you?
Well, I mean, for a guy who wanted to be a quarterback in the NFL, but that D'Angelo Russell was the same type of guy, did the same thing when he was with Oakland. He didn't watch the games. He just watched, nothing. I don't think he watched anything on it. He would turn the computer back into it. Hadn't even been cracked.
Well, Jamarcus Russell, I believe it was him.
Jamarcus Russell. That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, I'm thinking D'Angelo Russell, the basketball player. Yeah.
The coaches gave him a CD that was like blank, or it had like cartoons or something on it. And then the next day he comes in and they go, hey, did you watch, what'd you think of the film, whatever that we gave you? And he was like, oh yeah, it was great. So completely just lied about watching the CD because it was blank. And they're like, no, you're an idiot. We know we sent you.
He never looked at the computer.
Yeah.
Probably didn't know how to put it on.
God, you just gave me a great memory, Bob.
What's that?
One of my favorite memories in the world. This is many, many years ago. Mike Tice was the head coach of the Minnesota Vikings. So how many years ago was that?
That was probably like 10-ish
Yeah,
years ago.
It feels
15?
like, no, it's more than that.
More than that?
15 maybe?
Yeah, Childress, and it's 15 to 20.
15 to 20, really?
Jeez.
Well, it's because of well, here I can tell you exactly when he was done coaching your Minnesota Vikings.
He was done. His last season was 95.
Jesus, so it is
Yeah.
almost
No, sorry.
No,
That's
right.
that's as a player.
No, as coach, his last year as coach was 05.
05.
Still, almost 20 years.
It's 18 years ago. My God.
Jeez.
Okay, so 18 years ago, I'm at Spring Hill Golf Course out there in, was it Wayzata or whatever the hell that is, somewhere out there. And I'm walking down the hall, and in front of me are Mike Tice and Joe Schmidt from Channel 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they don't know I'm behind them, right? Because I just kind of came in the door and walked right behind them. The entire way down the hall, all both of them did was rip the shit out of me. It was hilarious to listen to. Boy, that arrogant son of a bitch. And I just laughed. I thought it was hilarious because I talked about it the next day on the air. Yeah, that guy over there at that damn KQ, he's going after him. He doesn't even know what he's talking about. I'm like, you think I give a rat's ass what either that you two imbeciles think of me? I couldn't care less what you think of me.
Okay. I said this to you when he was coach. You and Mike Tice would have been great friends.
That's what I heard from everybody.
You would love Mike Tice.
That's what I heard. He wasn't too fond of me in that hallway, I'll tell you that.
Well, okay, maybe in the hallway, but he and you would have. I mean, he probably would have gotten you a parking spot next to his at Bunny's.
Oh, he loved his parking spot at Bunny's. That is true.
Yeah.
Yep.
He had that, but I still stay in touch with him occasionally, and I mean, he was a lot of fun to be around and cover because
that's good.
He never really lost that attitude of he always had the player mentality, and he has a really good sense of humor too.
I like him as a player.
Yeah, the ripping aside though, you guys would have been big time, but no question about it.
Bob, I cannot tell you how many times I've heard media people and sports people ripping the piss out of me. It's like, who cares? What am I going to be, their buddy? Give a rat's ass what you think. Got the highest rated show in America, bitch. Oh, so now you're giving me the finger. Why'd you give me the finger, Brittany?
It was me saying, screw everyone else. Like, we don't care about you.
I don't care about you.
Yeah, I like it.
Though.
Yeah.
Why'd you wear it?
Finger.
Yeah, she did. She gave me the finger all morning.
No.
It's just how it's been. You know what I mean? Oh, by the way, Bob, can you see Brittany right now on your computer?
No, because I'm off my phone.
Oh, that's right. You jumped off. Brittany's got this special lighting where it like lights her face up so it glows.
It's just that I'm not using any special lighting. I'm just
We're
in a
all
closet.
Oh,
I've
look
got
at
nothing right now.
Look at my glow.
I just glow from the inside, Tom.
That's what it is.
It's from the inside.
Had a glow about her. I've always thought.
Thank you.
What?
She's always had a special glow.
No, I don't think there's any question. No question.
Yeah.
Especially when she drank heavily.
Yeah.
She
Then
really
it was a kind of a reddish glow.
It's more of a sweat.
Looked like a stoplight. But other than that.
No, Brittany, I really didn't know you well when you were a drunkard.
Thank you. Thank you for that era of my life. Yeah, I feel like
you were happy.
Yeah, I'd say I'd say 80% of the time when I got wasted, I was happy, and then 20% of the time I raged. So
Uncle Tommy style.
Exactly.
Same
So yep. It's why I said I think it's time for me to retire and just be happy 99% of the time.
There you go. How about Brittany the drunkard had a very shiny nose? What do you think? Get that going for Christmas.
I love it.
She loves it.
I love that.
I love
Brittany
it.
the drunkard. No, I agree. It would be a huge hit. I don't think there's any question about it.
Agreed. Yeah, I did not realize that the Vikings won, but listening to you guys today, I go, we don't seem to be celebrating that much. Was it really that bleak?
Yeah, like there was, I think, really up until the fumble that we returned for a touchdown, it definitely was looking like we were not going to come out victorious.
Right.
Yesterday,
I was ready to trade everybody before that.
You gotta go. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
I do understand that. It was a very boring game. It seemed to me that both quarterbacks, now you tell me this rookie quarterback, I guess I understand it a bit better, but both quarterbacks looked like they didn't know what the hell was even going on.
No, and Kirk Cousins' 99-yard interception was just a terrible, like one of the worst throws I've seen him make. Like, it's late, it's inside, shouldn't have even thrown the ball. Like, it's so frustrating to watch this team.
Well, that was the equivalent too of like him getting out of bed and the first thing that happens is somebody just slaps him right across the face.
Yeah.
Like that was the first time he touched the ball all day, and then you're so close to the end zone, and then a 99-yard pick six. He was rattled for a majority of the rest of the game.
I agree.
Yeah, and then after the pick, he's running down the field, and you think, okay, he's gonna make this saving tackle, and he just gets ran over by some linebacker.
Whoops.
That linebacker like hit turbos just for the chance of
He
laying
did.
out Kirk Cousins.
I
Oh,
saw
my
that,
God.
and he caught him perfectly too.
Yeah,
by the
he
way.
did.
He really caught him perfectly. It was hilarious.
I will say credit to Kirk for throwing that effort in what is a contract year for him.
Yes,
that's true.
I'll give him that, but it was still a pretty bad effort to begin with.
He's never coming back here, though, is he?
He wants to. I don't think we'll sign him though.
I don't think.
I
You
want to
got to
say
sign
no.
Justin Jefferson, but
Yeah.
who? I mean, who are they going to get if they don't get one of these? And if you get one of the rookies, you're starting over.
Yeah.
And you got to keep in mind. I mean, Justin Jefferson's already in his fourth season. But look at Bryce Young. I mean, he's a few years away. Before you get a guy who's ready a rookie who can really play and light it up, it'll be a while. I mean, you don't want him at the downside of his career.
Why don't we
have
get?
an injury that takes him out?
How about Tommy Kramer? We can get him. He still lives in town.
Tommy's still got the arm, I'm sure.
I'm sure he does. Let's go, TK. We're good to go, baby. Tommy Kramer. I'll never forget Sydney every time he interviewed him. The Harley Duff Man. Tommy Kramer. I love that about Sydney. Sydney, we miss you, man. That's coming up, He, I think it's the 15th. My brother died, and the 17th, Sid died of October. That the anniversary's coming up again. Damn it!
Were they the same year?
Yeah, they
it
died
was
like
2 days apart.
like 36 hours apart. They died.
Dang.
My youngest brother and my good friend Sydney. Sydney didn't know who I was last time he saw me, though. He turned 100, and I saw him at Murray's, and he had no idea who I was. And I'd known him for like 35 years.
He didn't have any memory problems. He was just one of those people that just didn't want to deal with you anymore.
Exactly.
Like,
Get away from get that Bernard away from me.
I mean, who are you?
Okay, did he say what's all this butter on this steak?
Yeah. What's this butter knife? Yeah. You got a silver butter knife. I don't even know what that is. Sydney's got his own booth still. He's still got his own booth at Murray's. You know that I had a booth at Murray's?
No.
But the people used to come in and tear the sign down every time they put it back up.
Okay, calm down, people.
I thought you were going to say your booth was like out in the back alley or something.
Next to the garbage cans in the dumpster. Exactly. No, I love Murray. Murray's a wonderful place. All right, Bob, you got one more minute. What else? Everything else?
Yeah, my son, I'll give you occasionally the rugby update. They beat Moorhead. My son had a try, which is the equivalent of a touchdown. So for a defensive player, it's not bad. Yeah.
Glad to hear it. So he's got a lot more talent than his dad.
Not even close. And we're still
not even
we are, and Tom, it's just a quick little how we have to look at things like we had the wedding at the barn at our farm for my son a week or so ago, and then Friday night devastation. I mean, we lost the side of the barn. We lost our big door on the barn flew away. I mean, it's unbelievable how things can happen. As my mother once said, good things take time to happen. Bad things happen fast.
I like that. Your mother was very wise.
But it's true. I mean, yes, it's amazing how quickly things can just get oury.
Did I ever tell you I like your mother much more than I like you?
It wasn't even close from what you said. I remember that.
Your mother was a sweetheart. I really liked her.
Yeah, she and remember she hit the 92.5.
Yeah, she
Not that it matters now.
92. Yeah, exactly true. All right, Sandy, we will talk to you later in the week, Pally.
I look for that. We'll see you later.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob Sansevier Sports brought to you by Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury lawyers seeking justice for the injured. Contact Bradshaw and Bryant at minnesotapersonalinjury.com. Bob Sansevier Sports sponsored by Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury lawyers. Michael Bryant, ladies and gentlemen. We do need to take a break here. Be right back in a couple minutes right after this. K&L Surplus and Ammo is your one-stop shop for all firearms-related products. And listen to me. Here's the deal. Is the preferred choice among enthusiasts for over 25 years. Why? K&L Surplus and Ammo offers one of the widest selections of firearms in the region. The big box stores say they have a big selection, but that usually means they have a lot of inventory, not a wide selection of different types of firearms. K&L, and I've been there, ladies and gentlemen, has a broad selection of different calibers. K&L Surplus and Ammo also offers some of the best prices in the region. You might find a good sale now and again at a big box store, but K&L always has great pricing. And unlike a lot of other stores, K&L always includes tax in the listed price. K&L Surplus and Ammo is veteran-owned and offers first responder and veteran discounts. K&L is also committed to safety and a licensed FFL retailer. Find out for yourself why K&L Surplus and Ammo has been the choice of gun owners for over 25 years. Go to www.klgunstore.com.
This is the Tom Barnard Morning Show.
Recently, Jim Paul of Valley Buick GMC was contacted by a company that does on-site sales. Jim was confused.
Wait, they don't know anything about us, our staff, our reputation, most importantly, our customers.
Hey, pal, no problem. We do them all over the country. You know, get the manager off the roof sale, inflatable gorilla sale, and our favorite, the 13-hour sale with a giant clock that goes to 13. Urgency, baby. We bring our crew because, well, your people are, let's just say, a little laid back.
And the pricing?
Nothing special, sport.
But Jim thought we price competitively every day. Our prices are special. We definitely don't need these guys. But sale does convey some urgency, so we made a bold decision for his fine dealerships.
Announcing the Valley Buick GMC 365-day sale. And we can even extend it a couple years or so.
I got the air dancer guy, scratch-offs, plastic keys, bubble machine, five.
Valley Buick GMC in Apple Valley or Hastings or valleycardealers.com. Hurry.
What do you think of that action, huh?
Perfect.
What a professional.
Talented.
Oh, no support at all.
No.
I said talented.
No, don't worry about my feelings.
Yes, no, very professional. I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
It's amazing that you're always able to make it back right on time.
Unbelievable.
Don't fire me.
So, there you go. Well, don't be an asshole in there.
Yeah, Tevin.
Never mind. Tom here, and I just read a success. Sorry about that. Tom here, and I just read a success story from Fat Loss client Elizabeth, who just completed the program. Elizabeth writes, I'm a 54-year-old woman who had struggled with losing weight. I had almost constant heartburn, trouble sleeping, and brain fog, the whole deal. I tried counting calories, eating bars and shakes, and several other programs in which I would lose 5 to 10 pounds after months of struggling, only to gain it right back. After 60 days of the MN Fat Loss program, I was down 25 pounds. MN Fat Loss had really empowered me to believe that I can control my eating and my weight without having to sacrifice foods that I like. Let me assure you that the short 60 days is totally worth it. If you're thinking about finally committing to improving your health, this is the time to start. You will not regret your investment in yourself, and being healthy is a great deal. Great job, Elizabeth. I am so happy to hear about your success. Are you ready to lose weight and feel better, ladies and gentlemen? Go to mnfatloss.com, schedule a free phone consultation. It is so easy to see if MN Fat Loss is a good fit for you. They offer a free phone consultation to learn about the program. See, I like that. You can do it on the phone. You don't have to take time off work or get a babysitter for the kids. It's as easy as getting on a quick call with the expert staff. You can share your goals, learn about the program, and see if it is a good fit to help you lose weight and feel better. They also have virtual options to help you if you live far away. To schedule that free phone consultation, go to mnfatloss.com. That's mnfatloss.com. The only thing you have to lose is that unwanted weight. That's www.mnfatloss.com. And I cannot wait to hear about your success story. Let them know that Tom sent you, please. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. A little news, a little information. Got a great guest coming up later on this morning. As a matter of fact, look at me doing a pre-sale. What do you think of that action?
Talented.
Kathy Kleiner, her new book, A Light in the Dark, Surviving More Than Ted Bundy. Ooh. That'll be a little creep. Oh, look at the look on Brittany's face.
Not the one you want.
Ted Bundy, she's like, oh, God.
It's so funny because, like, people will tell these stories, and I think about the minor inconveniences in my life, and I go, well, I once lost my phone for a full day.
Right. Yep.
Well, there you go. Not quite the same, but
I know the struggle.
shoulder to the wheel, man. That's all I'm saying. You'll be fine. So, what else is happening? Everything else good?
Everything's good. They AJ and I did put maybe Tevin too, but we did put a bunch of fun stories in the Tom's news stories that I definitely want you to hit up.
All right, I'll click on it right.
Thank you. Thank you.
What's happening here? You know,
see if you deem any of these worthy, but yeah, I think you're going to be really interested in the McRib one. Somebody who is mowing their lawn dies, and you'll never guess what they die of. There's just a lot of really good stuff in here.
Drug overdose. I'll just
Nope.
keep guessing.
No.
All right, we'll get to that one. We got to get to this one first, though.
Okay.
McDonald's McRib had a farewell tour last year. Is it returning? You know, I've never had a McRib.
Me neither.
You're not missing much. It's the
Really?
most
Lame.
overhyped sandwich in the world. Like, if you like the McRib, good for you. But like, it's not. People McDonald's is probably their greatest marketing scheme is like making this as popular as it is.
AJ,
I've had like the knockoff, like when I was in middle school and high school, like the cafeteria version of it, where you just get like a little Salisbury steak and barbecue. So I've never had the like legitimate though McRib, and I frankly kind of looks gross, so I don't plan on trying.
I agree. It's like I don't know. That doesn't even look good.
Yeah,
I don't know. McDonald's has some good stuff, but McRib, I don't know.
No.
I think I'll go to a rib place for a McRib. I think that I probably will. You know what I mean?
I'm with you. I feel like whenever they have like the fake indents of things,
Oh,
like
yeah.
when they put meat in like a mold somewhere, I always go, no, thank you. I will pass. Like, I don't mind if my meat is meat shaped.
and it comes with the grill marks already on
Yeah.
it.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
It does.
That's
yeah.
a little suspicious.
What? That's because the bones had to be removed. That's why those little tubes, they had to remove bones from it.
I'm surprised you think that meat has bones to begin with.
That's hilarious.
That's a good argument. It's that time of the year again, and no, we're not referring to the leaves changing or the opening of the pumpkin spice floodgates. We're talking about the return of the McRib, despite McDonald's best efforts to convince us that November 2022 was its farewell tour. We knew it would come back. It always does. McDonald's confirmed to today.com that it is polarizing boneless pork sandwich. The McRib is due to return to select restaurants in November. That's right, just like NSYNC. Why do they do that to me? Why do I have to read shit like that?
I'm so sorry.
Oh, God. All right, I'll do it again. McDonald's confirmed today to today.com that it's polarizing boneless pork sandwich. The McRib is due to return to select restaurants in November. That's right. Just like NSYNC, this pop culture icon of yesteryear is back. What does that have to do with the McRib?
Nothing, but also shouldn't they have went with like the Backstreet Boys? Because Backstreet's back.
No,
All
Tevin,
right.
you just need to have your fingers on the pulse. Right now, NSYNC is making a huge comeback.
Oh, are they really?
Yeah, they're like flirting with the idea of doing a tour. They're like, do you guys want us enough? But in reality, they were just secretly pushing the Trolls movie. And then now, and the thing is too, Tom, you have to realize that they've not been able to do this for a long time because Justin Timberlake was like, I'm above all this. I won't do it.
Right.
But since everybody is like on the FU Justin Timberlake, he's like, okay, I'm desperate enough. So
I'm back.
Why is everybody saying F you, Justin Timberlake? What did you
oh
do?
my God, Tevin.
Yeah, this is news to me.
Yeah.
Really? Both of you guys?
One woman whipped out a titty, but other than that.
Yeah, Tom is actually more in the know than you guys. So about 2 years ago, maybe a year ago, they came out with a Britney Spears documentary along with Janet Jackson documentary talking about how Justin Timberlake kind of threw them to the wolves when things went down and how so he wrote that Cry Me a River song when Brittany cheated on him, but then like really leaned into how terrible she is. And then when Janet Jackson and the Super Bowl incident with Justin Timberlake, he again was like, you're on your own, B. I'm going to pretend like I have nothing to do with this. So everybody's, and then he came out with his apology that he did a screenshot from the Notes app, which is like, Talk to Kristen 101. Not good. Not the one you want.
No effort.
Yeah, low effort.
I could see. Yeah, I don't know. Well, like I said, I met him a couple of times. It was never like he and I were just schmoozing. It was part of well, I guess we were kind of just schmoozing, but he did not even seem friendly doing that.
Yeah.
It seemed like that was a pain in the ass for him to do that. It's like you think I'm a pain in the ass. You're a bigger pain in the ass than I am. I don't even want to be here.
Dang.
No, I don't know. Those bands were okay. I didn't even think either one of NSYNC or Backstreet Boys were all that good anyway.
No, there's a lot of nostalgia. I was never a boy band aholic, but like my neighbor Priscilla loves NSYNC. And so for her, I'm actually happy that JT is kind of having to suck it up and go along with this. You can tell he's not used to being an ensemble. So
yeah, I believe it was the Backstreet Boys. They did a concert at the Target Center probably like 2-3 years ago.
Yeah,
and they did their after party at Union downtown when I worked there, and so they like did. I was in the basement. They actually ended up performing again downstairs, and it sounded so bad.
Yeah.
It sounded like they all smoked about 3 packs of cigarettes, went on stage, and then tried to gargly, scream, cry, sing their songs. So I think people should be careful. Don't ask for comeback to your favorite bands because they might not be as good as they once were, and you're going to be in for a big shock.
Yeah, that is probably true, too.
Yeah, just let it be a happy memory and keep it pushing.
I would imagine so. In my case, it didn't work out for anybody because everybody that I loved died young. So there you go.
Oh, lucky you.
You like Jimi Hendrix? Well, he just died. What do you think of that?
Rest in peace. You'll never get to be let down by Jimi Hendrix.
Exactly. He's dead at what? He was only like 29 or something, or 30 maybe.
God, that's so young.
He was not very old. I know that. And then a woman wasn't that the same woman where he died in bed with her that did a plaster cast of his sponge? He had the Schwanz statue. Oh, you didn't know that? No, she had this massive penis thing. And she said it was his wiener.
I always blows my mind when women do that because it's like there's always improvements to be made. You know what I'm saying, guys?
Let's build up a little bit, shall we? Let's on a second floor.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm high-fiving myself in this closet.
Oh, God. That is a great place. That's basically like you being in a jail cell, which is a perfect place for you to be.
Let me out.
Help.
Leave Brittany alone.
Leave Brittany. I should get my little blankie.
Yes.
Who was that again? That was Britney Spears.
Yeah,
Hey,
this mega fan was, which like we all kind of owe an apology to because at some point we have to say like when her conservatorship, all the things going on with her, he was the only one that was on the beat.
Yeah,
that was it.
Wasn't that video all just kind of like it wasn't like he had an actual emotional breakdown because everybody's making fun of Britney Spears. It was like a very choreographed, calculated video. Yeah.
I don't know. He was literally in a sheet. It's this guy. He's not like internet. I mean, he was internet famous now, but he was not like he had a big following, but he was literally would randomly broadcast under a blanket. And he was,
I
don't know, Tevin. It seems like what's the difference at this point? The choreographed or the actual breakdown? It feels very similar.
I think it was real because he went on Tosh.0 for like a segment where they were like, and from what I remember, I haven't seen this in years, but I'm pretty sure he was like, yeah, I just, was very emotional that day. And he was like, I was in my cart and I couldn't get out. And yeah, it was a very weird time in internet history.
I suppose it's true. Is Tosh.0 still on the air?
Oh God. I mean, so. What else is Daniel Tosh going to be doing?
Is it still on the air?
I don't think so. I don't think Tosh. No, I don't think so.
I think it's not. I just haven't heard anything about him in so long.
Years. He was not a friendly person. I will tell you that.
Really?
They had studio a couple times. He was one of the most arrogant human beings because his show just broke at that time. So I'll give him that part. Maybe he did get over being a dick, but he just was very impressed with himself the couple of times that I met him. I don't know. I liked that show when it first came out.
Yeah.
And then it got very repetitive. And it's like, I've already seen this.
Yeah, no, it looks like it got canceled in 2020.
In 2020. Oh,
that was a pretty good run, though.
Yeah, 12 seasons.
Yeah, absolutely it was. Didn't you think it was good at first? I thought it was good.
Yeah, I thought he was funny. I think it does make sense. 2020, he can't do, that much because there's not a lot happening in the world.
Well, COVID, that would have been good to make fun of.
Yeah, right? A lot of lulls.
Exactly. Oh, that's too bad. Yeah, I did like that show at the beginning. No question about it. There was a lot of good TV back then.
Yeah.
But all of those guys just disappeared. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, well, that kind of era of TV there, because it was Recklessness, Recklessness was the Rob Dyrdek's show, where it was like taking internet videos and stuff like that. And
Ridiculous or
Ridiculousness.
You mean just MTV's main
Yeah, like that. Yeah, that whole,
the MTV show.
yeah, that whole era, it kind of went away rather quickly.
He's a good guy though. That Ridiculousness, the host of that
Rob
show.
Dyrdek.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch any of his shows prior to that, either Fantasy Factory or Robin Big?
No.
Robin Big was the most amazing show ever.
Really good, huh?
Oh my God. When they got a mini horse or mini pony and they were like showing it and Big in that like tasseled outfit, I was crying laughing.
Same thing when they went and found their own turtle to bring to like a turtle race, but then like they're just at the house and it somehow like slid downstairs and got to the door in a matter of 3 seconds and it's on camera. They're like, how did this happen? It's hilarious.
They were they were such funny friends. And then they blew up and they had a big falling out. And now Big is rest in peace. He can't stay his side of the story, but Rob did a documentary or did some sort of spoke on their relationship. And he really tried to make it not one-sided. He was saying this is the way that he felt Big felt. This is the way he felt. And they had just blown up so quickly. And the money had fallen, Big had always felt like Rob had made more than him and stuff like that. So yeah, just like all good things fell apart because of money.
You mean like the world?
Mm-hmm.
God, everything is about money now. No matter what you're talking about, there's always money behind it.
Yeah, that's why I won't come into the studio until they pay me more.
Yeah, boy, you don't make enough the way it is.
I love it how Tom's like, yeah, hurry up, get back here. We miss you.
Yeah, rush back here. It's just hard to take.
I couldn't tell if you're in a good mood because Kathryn's back or because Brittany's at home today.
There's both.
A little of both.
You should have seen how much he perked up when he's like, is Brittany coming in? I was like, no, she's going to do the show from. Oh, fantastic.
That's wonderful.
I can't wait for 8 o'clock.
Tom starts high-fiving everybody.
Exactly.
He's like, I got to sleep in this morning. Brittany's gone. Kathryn's home.
I'm going to bring so much energy into the studio on Wednesday. I'm coming in. So don't worry.
Tomorrow too?
I have classes tomorrow. So Allie will be in for us most likely. So
perfect.
Listen, I have classes. Call me when they have no class.
If you make that joke every time, Tom, I swear to God.
Every time.
I'm fine with that.
Stop pretending that you're going to class.
I sit in the basement, our unfinished basement, with an old school chair and just go, okay, I'm ready. Let's learn.
Yeah, going really well, huh?
I'm the best student here.
So what are you studying?
I'm in a pharmacology class.
Are you going to be a drug dealer?
Duh.
I knew it.
Passing.
What's like the coolest thing you've learned so far?
Oh, I really like, well, it sounds bad, but I'm very interested in heart failure. And a lot of, because heart failure is the number one killer in America is heart disease. So I'm like very obsessed with it and signs and symptoms. I really am interested in how there's these false symptoms when you give somebody hypertension medication that you get this reflex tachycardia. So like your heart rate goes up after you get this. So I'm very interested in that right now.
You know, I got to tell you, because I mean, it is true. And I've never brought this up before, but I have lots and lots of friends, like hundreds, maybe even thousands of them all across America from different jobs and different things and all the rest of it, you know? So I find out every week that at least like 2 or 3 of my friends have died. Like every week I find that out because I know a lot of people.
What do they mostly die of?
Well, that's why I'm bringing it up, to tell you the truth, because we just lost a buddy. Won't say his name.
Yeah.
Didn't live here. He lived in a different state. But I said, Kathryn, did you hear blah, blah, blah died? She looks at me and goes, that boy could drink.
Wow.
Well, she's assuming he drank himself to death, but he probably did. Who knows?
Funny with drinking stuff too. It's funny. You guys all know this. They'll never say cause of death is anything with alcohol. It's some other organ failure. Yeah, it'll fall under. But if you're in the inner circles, everybody knows.
Right.
I had a friend die of a quadruple bypass, which is wild.
Yeah.
35.
He's 35 years old.
Damn.
And so if you're in the inner circle, most likely it's steroids and opioids abuse. I mean, all those things, but everybody goes, I can't believe his heart just gave out. It's like, yeah, it usually, that can happen. Like, I'm not trying to take away from people that have dealt with that, but a lot of times when you're dealing with somebody who you go, that doesn't seem to add up, is everybody in the inner circle knows what the deal is.
Yeah.
But
is there any specific cause for this, the bad heart and all the rest of it?
Well, it kind of depends on your age and lifestyle, right? Because, you'll talk about like artery disease. A lot of times that has to do with diet and alcohol and things like that. So it's just like where everybody's at. You once you start hearing a lot of the same themes, things can fall in. But it's so interesting. I feel like the body is kind of like a murder mystery all the time of like, what are the signs and symptoms? And I like it a lot. It's a lot of fun. I don't know how long I can go be in nursing school, but it's fun to do this one course for sure.
No, it's nice to have you gone at least one day a week too. So,
You're welcome.
You're welcome. No, I don't know. The whole thing it's an interesting world. That's all I have to say.
It's one of those things, the more you know, the bleaker it gets, but
it kind of seems that way some days. Yeah,
it does. I have a hard time with it. Like we did a clinical at a long-term care facility and it felt good to be helpful, but it also, I'd go home and be like very impacted by it.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Good idea out of the UK. UK is now banning phones in schools. Why they ever let kids bring phones to school, I will never understand.
Right?
Why would you let them do that in the first place?
I think it's parents. I think parents are demanding their kids be in contact with them all the time, which I go, you're crazy. Like,
you're in school.
Right.
But I do think it's parents that have this weird obsession with, my
right.
kid has to have because like, who's fighting for this?
I can't get Andy to answer the phone now. Just rings and rings.
Rings and rings. Do you change numbers? Nope.
Hey, most of, having phones in school. And first of all, well, here's what's going on. I'm in 6th grade. Hey, Devin, look at them titties.
Oh, God.
That's what it is, too.
I can't believe like that's such a huge, you're fighting that distraction. I mean, you can't even get adults to pay attention.
No.
And so I can't even imagine a teenager being in class being like, put your goddamn phone away.
Well, we have the lowest rating for people who can read and do math, I believe, since the beginning of our education system in America.
Ooh.
It's horrible. And it's because of this. They don't know how to add. I can just do it on my phone. I don't know how to do that. I don't have to know how to spell anything because I'll just type in whatever I want and the phone corrects it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no need for them, they think, to learn how to do math or to learn how to write.
Can I maybe give the counter argument for maybe a concerned parent?
Yes.
With the epidemic that is like the school shootings, I'm sure there's parents out there that are like, well, if there's something going on, I want my kid to be able to text me and let me know and like, where are you? And not have to like sit and watch on the news and be like, where is Timmy? Like, is he in the classroom or did he get out? That type of thing.
Yeah,
so I'm sure
that's a good point. But can they behave with the phones in their bag?
And I think that's like the middle ground is you have to teach them, hey, there's got to be a line of, you can't have this out the entire day, like during class. Like you have to dedicate some time to the teacher.
I mean, you also have to go, and AJ, I totally understand. Like, I don't know what it's like to have a teenager right now. My kid's only 1. She only has 4 smartphones at the moment. But like, I do have to say that in an emergency, even though I'd love to get a hold of my kiddo, you do have to say like they should kind of be following what's being thrown out in classes, right? Like, I think this is my game plan. Tell me if it's dumb or not. When Gogo gets old enough to like need to call me to come pick her up or whatever, I'm gonna get her a Nokia phone. Like the only thing you can do is play Snake or call me. Those are your 2 options. It can do nothing else.
Why don't you get a beeper?
Oh yeah, sexy.
They can make those anymore?
I don't know.
There should be like because you can get like phones that then like have parental controls or something like that.
Yeah.
Put it in like, okay, all the phones are in like school mode from 8 to 3 or whatever, where you can make phone calls in case of emergency, but you like blocks, like apps or internet and stuff like that. So that way you can try to find some sort of middle ground.
Yeah, I like that.
That's not just like parental controls, but that might be $1 million idea.
I think so. So if anybody's going to steal it, I said it first, and I'll take my cut. So
the big cut.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Mobile phones will be banned from classrooms in the UK. The Education Secretary is set to announce today. Gillian Keegan believes a ban will help to end disruption, make it easier for pupils to focus. Yeah, it's got to be tough, man. Her move to outlaw smartphones during lessons and breaks will be announced at the Tory conference in Manchester. The Daily Mail reported new guidance would be issued to schools across England requiring them to take action. A source told the paper it's one of the biggest issues that children and teachers have to grapple with. She will set out a way forward, to empower teachers to ban mobiles from their classrooms. So what do you do about the fact there's so much violence in schools and all the rest of it? And I'd like my child to be in touch with me. How could they work that out?
I don't think there's not a easy, because it's sad that you have to take in for account, like, well, what if there is a school shooting or some sort, like, because it's such a violent world that we live in. So it makes sense for parents wanting to be able to stay in communication all the time.
Yes.
Yeah, you gotta somehow get kids to not just stare at their phone during class all day.
Some schools already insist phones are handed in each morning. Others allow them at breaks and lunchtime. A UN report has recommended a ban to boost learning and cut cyberbullying. So right in school, they're doing a lot of cyberbullying?
Yeah, come on. What happened to just bullying right to people's faces?
Right.
Just attack that girl in those ugly jeans right there.
Good old-fashioned in-your-face bullying.
Yeah, we do that here.
Where?
Here on this show.
Nice shirt.
Yeah, exactly. I got made fun of because of my white wedding dress.
Yeah. You did. Why is your wedding dress black?
I know.
Sandy didn't like that at all.
Yeah, the guy who's got no camera on has a lot to say.
Yeah. Fix your connection before you start throwing shade at Brittany.
What is it again with him? Why doesn't he want to be on camera?
Well, here's what I've concluded. I think, hear me out. I think he's been trying to get away with using his phone in places. Cause like when he said he goes to the barn.
Yeah.
And so every time I go, hey, can you try using your computer and your internet, like your hardwired internet? He's like, yeah, no problem. And then he's like walking around the barn on his phone. And I go, I don't think you're doing it.
I think that's the deal.
Yeah, me and him are in a feud.
How old is Gogo?
She is almost 1 in 4 months. Let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 1 in 4 months.
1 in 4 months. So in 2 years, what are we going to do when every day she walks up behind you and opens that door?
Oh my God, it's going to be the best.
She's going to do it. I can guarantee it. 2 years from now, Mom!
I'm going to love it.
Now.
Just crying through the other side of the door.
Mom, help me. Dad was mean to me.
If Dad is mean to her, I will come to her protection. We will be a unified front against Justin. Oh my God. It's so fun to imagine her in the mix. I mean,
Gogo in the mix.
I just love it. I don't know. How much fun will that be seeing little Gogo come out?
So
Hi, Tom.
They came and visited the Q when they came on the show when they were little kids.
See, that's so
I
fun.
loved it. I thought it was great.
I literally can't wait. We had a big dance party last night and she's really into thinking she's jumping. So she doesn't know how to jump, right? But she's seeing us jump. So she does this thing where she does like a deep squat and then just lifts up her hands and then we all cheer. And I swear to God, she thinks she gets 10 feet of air. She's just like, and then just holds it. And we're all like, yeah. It's so good. It's so good.
It's how some people don't like kids, That is so weird. How can you not like children?
I feel like Tevin might have a
horrible
how do you feel about kids, Tevin?
I mean, I feel like most kids are fine, but like it's not that I don't like kids. I just don't universally love all kids.
The other day,
correct answer.
Yeah.
See, the other day, Tevin goes to me, hey, how's your kid? How's he doing? And I said, you met her. Okay, like you should remember she's a girl. Like I'm not mad that
it wasn't
misgendered her, but I just mean like I can tell people who really love kids, like Don Shelby was like trying to hold her and give her things. Tom's talking to her the whole time when we're at the state fair. Tevin just goes, hey, what's up? What up? Stay out of my way, Gogo. And like
I'm the star.
Nice.
Go-Go should recognize that.
I'm the
when
star of the
we're
show.
together. Yeah.
So I don't know, Tevin. What do you think about kids?
Like, and super like young kids. I don't know. Like, I feel like there's a cool age when they're like a little bit older, like 5 years old, like Sage and Fawn, like that age. Then they're great. But like when they're little babies, I don't know. They just don't do anything for me.
Tevin, so when you've interacted with Sage and Fawn,
Yep.
what you say that they're a cool age. I've never seen you acknowledge them as humans.
Oh,
okay. First of all, that's rude. They come into the studio all the time. Me and Sage, great friends.
Are you?
Yeah.
Are you really?
Because I don't think Sage has run past you to say hi to me, but I don't really see you interacting.
First of all, when did that happen?
Well, then I did scare him and may have ruined our friendship, but we're back on good terms. No, Tevin, I think it's funny. I think it'll be fun to watch you have kiddos because I think that I don't know if you've ever watched it. Have you ever changed a diaper?
Yes, I have. It did not go. It did not. Yes, my own. It did not go well. I was watching my little cousin down in Louisiana. His parents like left to go to church and like, here, he should be fine. He had to get changed. After I changed him, he was crying for like 30 minutes. Couldn't get him to stop crying. My cousin comes back home and they're like, well, you put the diaper on backwards, so he's probably uncomfortable and that's why he's crying. So it did not go well.
Was it poop? Was it a poopy diaper?
No, thank God it was not a poopy diaper.
I'll tell you what, if we have a boy, I'm intimidated because like I've cleaned up poopy diapers on boys. Their little like testicles, like to clean around them. That is a very intimidating situation.
I suppose, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm a little nervous about boys, but it is funny that you have one singular moment changing a diaper. You can go, yeah, that one time I changed one diaper. So I think
it would be weird if I've like changed thousands of diapers without having a kid. That's weird.
Why? I've changed.
What do you mean, why?
I've changed, but that's the difference. See, we talk about treating boys and girls differently. At a young age, girls are expected to help out with babies.
Right. I feel like if you're a grown man or just a grown person in general, like you shouldn't be changing a ton of diapers unless you
I hate you. Nope, we need to go to commercial. We need to go to break because I have strong feelings about this and your aversion to the human race as progressing. Nope, I can't.
If a stranger came up to you and was like, oh, Go-Go needs to be changed, can I change her?
Okay.
Red flag.
In this scenario, male or female, we got problems because but also if I can watch and like not do it, okay, cool. Well, come on in. Let's change this diaper together.
That's weird.
You reminded me as we go to break of one of the greatest Richard Pryor bits of all time. If the priest in The Exorcist had been black, it would have been a whole different movie. Did you ever see that stand up of his? Oh God, it's funny. He said the black priest walks in the room. What in the F is that funky smell? Bitch, what's wrong with you? Get about that bed and wash your ass, girl, stinking up the whole MF in the house, and get the cross out your pussy.
Hey, look, you used the word pussy in the correct way today, Tom.
Yeah, I did. Absolutely. The little cat next to the bed. Was
of course. Of course it is.
That bit, first time I heard that, I thought I was going to throw up. I was laughing.
Cross out of your pussy. Iconic line. That is an iconic line. If only we could get that stitched on a pillow. It's so good.
And then he did his impression of a white man after that, which I found totally racist, by the way.
Of course you did.
He goes, a white guy coming home for dinner. See, this is delicious, honey. It's really, really good. You did a good job making this. Do you think we'll have sex tonight? We won't. Oh, well, what the heck?
Let me make a phone call. Beep, boop, bop, beep, boop.
So the white guy's never getting laid, and the black guy is telling the girl to go wash her ass.
Jesus Christ.
I was so lucky to be born when I was born. All the great comedy that started was influenced by Richard Pryor. It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Man. All I did as a teenager was laugh. I think his first album came out, I was like 14 or 15. I can't say the name of any of his albums, of course.
No, not if we want to make it another season.
That Nigerian is crazy. Was that what the name of it was?
Yep, we'll go with that.
Even that feels wrong.
Yeah, even that feels wrong. You're absolutely right. Oh, God, we got to take a break here. I'm sorry. I'm looking down. Remember when the show used to end right here?
Yeah.
Well, now that it started at 8, it doesn't end here anymore.
We're all still leaving, though.
Yes, you guys are all getting out. There's no question about it. All right, we'll take a break. Be right back. Continue with the show right after this. You need to know a guy for your auto repairs, legal issues, banking, and more. The same goes for investment advice. You need a guy to help you be successful, someone you can trust who gets results. Well, I got a guy for you, Josh Arnold. Josh gives you straight talk, not sugar-coated advice about your financial situation. Josh has seen it all when it comes to economic and market conditions, and Josh can make sure that your retirement objectives match your investments. Do yourself a favor and call Josh now for a no-obligation 48-minute evaluation. You've got nothing to lose, and you'll get a different point of view for your investments. Call Josh at 952-925-5608. That's 952-925-5608. You'll be glad that you did, and tell him his guy, Tom, sent you.
This is the Tom Barnard Morning Show. Listen live on the Tom Barnard Show app or at tombarnardshow.com.
Dougie, how's life in Baldwin?
I love it, though it's a bit hard to find a half-calf, decaf, heavy foam.
I'll give you some heavy foam.
Yeah, that's what he said. Anyway, I just came back from the National Ford meeting and got to hear Bill Ford, Henry's grandson, and Jim Farley, who's the CEO, talk about the future of the company. It was really interesting, and I learned some cool stuff. Read this.
Ford builds more vehicles in the USA than any other brand. Huh? I thought it would have been Tesla.
Not even close. Keep reading.
Ford outsold Toyota in 2022 and is on track to do it again. I didn't know that either. Probably these commercials.
Yeah, sure, pal.
Ford also has the largest number of assembly workers in the United States.
You know, Tom, I've really fallen in love with the product. From the electrics to the Super Duties, thanks to you, a lot of people have reached out to put Ford on their list. If you want to talk cars in general or Ford specifically, reach out to me at Doug@flagshipford.com.
Flagshipford.com.
Do you ever Google yourself? Are you happy with what you find? Or is it cringy? Are you a business owner or on your company's marketing team? How do you feel when you Google your own place? What do you see? A non-updated social media page you don't even remember making? Ads for your competitors? An old school website with outdated information? Hubbard Interactive can help. They can do it all for your business. They're a Google Premier partner, so they can use search engine optimization to get your click results higher. They can build a 21st century website for you that communicates all the right things, all the best ways. They've got a photo and video department to make your business look sharp, plus social media, influencer marketing, podcasting, and more. All the things that will make you a lot happier next time you Google yourself. Here's a Google search that you'll find rewarding. Hubbard Interactive. You can see all the marketing tools they've used on hundreds of successful businesses, including an extensive gallery of the great work they could help your venture with. HubbardInteractive.com. Building campaigns that connect.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. The Federal Reserve on Thursday admonished Tanner Winterhoff, a former executive at Vision Bank of Iowa, for allegedly falsifying documents, causing the bank to endure major losses. Despite Vision Bank terminating him last year, Winterhoff still managed to get another job at a bank. According to the Fed, Winterhoff falsified documents, including a subordination agreement related to loans extended to a customer. The documents at issue were central to subsequent bankruptcy proceedings to which the bank was a party, and the bank ultimately suffered at least $100,000 in losses and legal fees, in part by reason of Winterhoff's conduct. The Fed sent in a... I have a question for you. And now I don't know anything about banking or any of the rest of it, but I got to believe if you're doing that, there are records of you doing that.
I would think so, especially if you're misspelling names left and right.
Yeah, apparently the guy couldn't spell anyone's name correctly, like the owner of the bank.
Like when I tried to write a check for Tom, Bernard.
It didn't work, yeah.
It worked, so, but
Okay.
they said, hey, next time will you falsify this better? And I said, no problem.
Yes, well, that's a very good point.
Thank you.
Winterhoff consented to the Fed order's release and agreed to comply with the Fed. At the same time, he's not required to admit or deny any wrongdoing, but the order, which went into effect on September 26, prohibits Winterhoff from being part of any banking institution, at least their leadership. I was trying to look up the name here because I know he spelled the name wrong.
He spelled one of his like boss's name wrong when he was trying to falsify something. I read this. I mean, be better at being a shitty person is all I'm gonna say.
I still don't understand how he thought he was going to get away with this.
I don't know. It always happens, right? Like nobody can just steal and then just be done stealing. Like it always ends up, or maybe we just don't find out when it doesn't work well. But like, can people just steal once and then be done, or will they always keep pushing it and thinking they're going to get away with it?
You know, it's funny because I was exchanging messages with like a nationally famous person yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so funny because at the same time that we sent messages back and forth, because we're going to get together and have a little lunch one of these days. But at the same time, we both sent the text message, unless you're looking for money. You do have to do that now. You want to get to know one another, unless you're looking for money. Sounds good to me.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
like
people are very touchy about that stuff. And I don't blame them for being touchy about that stuff now, because people always want money. And I sent back a text once he texted me that. I said, no, I went through that whole period and discovered very, very quickly that lending someone some money means you'll never see it again.
my mom taught me that at such a young age. She said, if you lend someone money, you better pretend you'll never get that back, because that's the only way you'll survive.
Yeah, he and I did talk about that briefly. It's like, honestly, God, you looking to borrow money? Because get away from me if you are. I literally would never do it again.
I would.
Well, you wouldn't at all.
I would. Yeah, I'd have to be in such a dire spot to ask people. And I get it. People, you get in that spot and people do want to pay people back, but life happens. And so, I mean.
Yeah, but all of them?
I know. It's rough. It's rough.
I don't think I ever was paid back by anyone. I really don't think no one's ever paid me back.
Yeah, that's true. I used to be so hypersensitive about all that stuff when I was an intern, because I just didn't want it to look weird at all. I remember you would give me like $20 to go buy everybody a coffee order, or like probably, whatever. You'd always give me like a crisp $100 bill to buy everybody McDonald's. And I would give you every penny back with the receipt, because I had known for a long time, so many people in this industry were like stealing things. And it was just kind of like a whole vibe where I was like, I will not ever be accused of that. I remember being so obsessed with anytime anyone would give me any money, making sure they have their receipt and every penny of their change. But that to me seems normal.
It is normal. But I love the fact that he actually, in his text message to me, said, unless you're looking for money, then I'm not doing it. I agree. You have to tell people, if this is about you asking me for something, I will not come.
I know. That is true. Yeah. It seems like that's a constant, right? And like with these
nonstop once it starts.
That
is very, very true.
Does it feel like a lot of times people ask you to lunch that's really the motive?
A lot of times, yeah.
That must be really shitty.
I don't go to lunch anymore. So unless we go through the exchange like we did with this guy.
I'm sorry. That's got to be, there's a lot of pluses in your life with.
Oh, look, I've got a great life.
I know, but like, that does suck that you have to go, what is the motive? Like, I don't have to ask that. People know that I'm not giving them money. People know I'm not in a place in my life to give them much. But to have to ask what the motive is before you go to lunch with someone, that's not great.
You know that many, many years ago, like 20 years ago, I was invited to an acquaintance's daughter's wedding. Not really even a friend.
Mm-hmm.
But that she wanted me to come to her wedding for some reason. I don't know why, blah, 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 and all the rest of it. This is why I never, ever, I'll still go to weddings, but I will not go to receptions.
Mm-hmm.
I will not do it.
Yeah.
Because of this very thing. This will do it. This guy comes up and he goes, you're Tom Barnard, aren't you?
Yeah.
I said, yes, sir. How are you doing? So what are you doing here? I said, well, I'm a friend of the bride's father.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a friend of his? Okay, well, let me ask you a question. How do you get comfortable coming to these things? Because let's be honest with you. What'd this cost? About 50, 100 grand? Why don't you just pay for it? I'm like, what?
God.
What?
You
could pay for this. When you like, what? Where do you come up with this stuff?
Yeah. How often people will just throw out that thing like, well, why doesn't this person just cover it? And it's like, in what world do you live in?
I know.
Yeah.
I was so uncomfortable with that whole dynamic because I got married later in my life. I got married at 32, 33. I can't even remember.
Oh, that's nice.
No, I mean,
Drunk that night. Right. It was just another Friday for Brittany.
But like, I mean, really, I didn't want to throw a wedding. That wasn't my jam. We were a little bit older. We didn't need stuff. And so the whole dynamic of it, I was like, I want to do something that there's like a bookmark in our life. But I didn't want to just invite people that feels like they had to give gifts. I didn't even want to have a registry. But my sister's like, if you don't have a registry, people are going to buy you things anyways. So it might as well be things, whatever. But I didn't even want to invite people because, Tom, you came to my wedding. We didn't even have food. It was just cupcakes. We did it at Gigi's Playhouse. It was a Center for Down Syndrome that I love volunteering at. But it wasn't an event that I felt deemed presence or deemed, even like people that take time out of their lives. I felt so and I know I love going to people's weddings and I love when they make an event. Because of some of the things I've been in, I just felt, I don't know, really weird about the whole dynamic where I was at in life. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make total sense. Well, as a matter of fact, my niece is getting married on Friday and I'm going to the wedding, but I'm not going to the reception.
Yeah.
I just don't go to receptions because people get really weird when they, they're drinking free alcohol.
Yeah.
Now it's like, now I'm going to get really jacked up. Like, well, that's great news. Good for you.
Don't you like to dance?
No.
Tom, you can get out on this dance floor, shake a leg, cut a rug. Isn't that
I
what
could
the
cut a
phrase is?
rug.
Cut a
Yes.
rug, yeah.
I think, what are you doing today, Tom? I'm cutting a rug.
I danced so much at Alex's wedding. I was like sweating through my dress. I had so much fun dancing at her wedding. And it was like, I haven't been to a lot of weddings where we dance really hard, but that was one of them. And I have a good memory of that for sure.
You know what? To this day, Andy is still hurt that Louis Anderson didn't come to his wedding because he came to Alex's wedding.
Yeah.
But he didn't come to Andy's wedding.
Was he just not in town?
I don't know. He was doing that TV show then. So he's looked pretty special.
Yeah, he had a couple things going on.
I had a couple.
When he was doing baskets.
Baskets.
Yeah. Because I was like,
I do. I miss.
I do too.
I talked to Jeff Cesario on the phone a couple of days ago on Saturday. I talked to him because he was told that I wasn't on the air anymore by a couple other radio stations.
Oh, dang.
He's not on anymore.
Oh, dang. Where was he this last weekend?
He was at Acme.
What?
He was at Acme Friday and Saturday. Yep. And apparently he called someone who used to be on the show and they said, no, I'm not on that show anymore. Didn't bother to pass it along, of course. Because people are such sweethearts, aren't they?
Yeah,
people are just assholes. Why? If somebody called me, look, let me put it this way. If I get a call from, God, is there any other comedian still alive other than Cesario? If I get a call from someone, said, hey, Seinfeld wants to come on your show, I would go, hey, that's good for you. Here's their number. Just to have Seinfeld call this number. Why wouldn't you help them? Even if they're direct competitors, who cares?
But we have a good relationship with Acme. What about that guy that comes in?
Well, now I think it would be different.
Okay.
Yeah, now we're working closely with Acme and we'll start getting comedians back on.
And
but to your point, Tom, though, to have if he reached out to somebody and then they tell him, oh, you don't have a show anymore, it's very petty and weird.
Just because you're getting your ass kicked in the ratings is not my fault. You know what I'm saying?
It's not my fault.
Well, I could tell them one thing they would not like hearing.
Stop. Right. Thomas Barnard.
No, I'm saying it.
Does anyone say it?
Yeah. We love drama.
Just for all my old buddies over at the old spot. I'm having a better year this year than I had last year with you. So,
that's not that bad.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No.
Right? No, because they thought, that, after all those years, I got nothing leaving. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, yeah, whatever. Good. Because I knew it. Look, once you're in the business, if you're in the business and you know your position, you can always make money. That's not a problem.
Right.
So I don't know. But I like informing them that thank you for doing that because I'm better off now than I was when I was there. So
it's true. Sometimes it takes something like that to make a big switch. And you look at it, it's always a negative, right? At first.
Yeah, at first, yeah.
When pushes you to change, because otherwise you just keep doing the things you're doing, and then you always look back at it and go, "That's the best thing that ever happened to me." I don't know how many times being fired or financially having to change.
You mean me personally?
Yeah, or just in general.
Every time.
Yeah.
I always get fired.
I've quit a lot. That's why I've quit.
You quit a lot. Yeah, you quit me.
I love quitting. I love people going.
I love quitting.
I do. You want to know what I love? I love when people are like, well, we won't do that. And I go, cool, bye. Like, I love saying goodbye on good notes and being like, oh, you don't want to pay me what I think I'm worth? Not a problem. Bye. Like, it's just so funny when they think that they have the upper hand of like, you won't leave. Like,
I know
bitch,
they do think that stuff.
Bitch, I love leaving. I got my bag half packed already. Like, highlight of my week is leaving the situation I don't want to be in anymore.
I don't really understand why it is that management at all, I mean, not all levels, but at certain things, management is such a pain in the ass. You have no idea what you're talking about, but you think you're an expert.
Yeah.
How is it that you were a diner waitress and now you know how to run a morning show? How did you get there so fast?
I don't know.
It makes no sense. You have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
The way that people go in companies too, it really does. It's not just radio. Like, people get these bosses where you go, how did you get this? But you are terrible
I know.
at managing people. And now you're like a director somewhere. Like, how?
Well, we had one guy over there who's supposed to be, well, I didn't have any bosses over there because I didn't work directly for them. I worked as an independent contractor, so I didn't really work for any of them, which I think is the reason they got pissed off at me anyway, because I'm the boss, not my boss. You're everybody else's boss, but you're not my boss. Yeah. And they didn't like that. But I mean, there was one guy over there supposed to be in programming. I don't think ever listened to anything. He didn't come to any promotions, didn't go to like Nashville. He didn't do any promotions in Nashville. He would never show up. It's like, well, what's your job?
Yeah, I don't know.
To be a massive pain in the ass.
How do you not support your highest rated show? I don't know. I don't get that. I mean, there would be so many things like that, like at the station where they were working on, we'd be somewhere until Sunday and they would be working on playing, us getting back, and they would have half the morning show coming back at like 1 a.m. And we're like, we have to be in the building at 4:30, but no, you make sure you get home first. And you take care of, your salespeople or whatever first. Yep. And you're like, I literally have to be back at the station in 4 hours. Thank you for that. I mean, it happens in companies all the time.
That's what I'm saying. Management across the board is pretty horseshit now.
Yeah,
it really is.
People, it's funny because what is that? There's a term for it where you keep getting promoted out of your skill set. And that's the goal, is to keep going up. And all of a sudden you're like, nobody will admit that they're not equipped to deal with something, or I should take a class in this or whatever. Like, it blows my mind.
How about if they had come to me and said, Tom, we're going to move you to a different department. You'll be in charge of the ballet class. Yeah, I'd fit right in, wouldn't I?
See?
Doing ballet. Think about it.
You'd say 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3,
Black
4.
Swan type of.
Yeah, Black Swan. Graceful. That's how I'd be doing Black Swan. That's exactly.
I have a question. When you would write up your contract for work, would you write up your contract with your lawyer then? Because you had such, like, people don't know all this stuff, but you actually owned your voice, which is very rare in radio.
That's correct. Yeah, it is.
So
that was all part of it. I owned my voice. I didn't have a boss. I didn't work for anybody. I worked with people, but they would never admit that. They still thought they were my boss.
Well, like, for example, if people don't know what owns your voice is, if let's say tomorrow I get fired, which is totally plausible.
It was today.
I'll say she got that memo early.
Oh, awkward. But like, if you guys wanted to run promos with my voice, you could absolutely do that. You could say, yeah, because I don't own my voice. For when I sign something over in Hubbard, I don't have that contract where I say you can't use my voice. You guys could use my anything and legally, but like, yeah, but Tom, it's very rare people actually own their voice. Like, when you left a place, they can't run anything with your voice on it.
No.
Which is wild.
Well, yeah, but I mean, that started because I was a voiceover guy long before I was in radio first.
Yeah.
Then I went into voiceover and learned how to do the business. And then when I came back, I was like, no, we're not going to do any of that stuff anymore.
That's so crazy. Like, Tevin, you don't understand. Like, that is just wild for somebody to be able to leave a station and they can't legally, especially with all of their stuff has your voice in it, like all of it. So you won't hear that stuff anymore.
No, it's just 30 years worth of content in whatever else that is just now unusable for them.
37 years
37
worth.
years,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
It's so wild. Like that is so rare in radio that people that happens. So I definitely think there you did some stuff that might never happen again, because I don't know if most people, like somebody like me, has that kind of leverage.
I will tell you what, there's one thing that'll never happen again. When I left there last year, I had just signed about 6 months earlier a new 8-year contract. 8 years of guaranteed money.
Yeah.
Said, go ahead, keep it. I don't care.
And was that a bargaining tool? Did you get something back from that
I got
then?
nothing. I didn't want anything from those pukes. I hated that company.
Really? So
That
you
was
just
the
said,
worst company I have ever worked for. It's not even close.
because technically with an 8-year contract, you could show up, turn the mic on,
Yeah.
and just sit there quietly.
Yeah.
Because like you have an 8-year contract to have it. Like all this stuff is so rare in radio. Like usually it's year to year. Tops, I think I hear about, is every like 3 years. So it's so wild when you hear all that stuff.
No, they think they're a lot smarter than they are. That's the whole problem. And I'm not just singling them out.
No.
It just happened. I bring them up because it happened directly to me.
Yeah.
People are incredibly stupid in general about that stuff. They
No,
really are.
You're right. I think because my husband works in corporate America, and there's a lot of similar things that happen where you just go, why is this person messing with you? Why is this, so it's very universal. And I know we get a lot of emails about it. I'll check during the break then what, people emailing in, but it happens a lot where people want to rationalize their existence, why they're a manager. So they want to manage, and they don't understand that sometimes managing means doing nothing, just staying out of it.
I'll close with this. Every person in charge when I left there was somebody that I kicked the shit out of when they were across the street.
That's not a good
Why would you hire a bunch of people who we slaughtered to run the place?
That's not the one you want. I mean, could you imagine the resentments they have against you?
Oh God, it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
No, what are you doing? Don't become sneaking in here.
Uh-oh.
Hey, let's go to break.
Run back.
You gotta run.
Get your cardio in.
I want you to know something. I want to close with this.
Yeah.
I am happier now than I've been in 7-8 years. So I could sit here and piss and moan and bitch about them, but I'm being very sincere. I have a much better life than I did for years because I work with people that I like. And Amy too. Yeah. Oh, you guys didn't respond to that.
I don't want my voice on that audio, so I kind of disappeared.
No, please understand something. I am not bitter at all because I'm doing better here anyway, and I'm happy to be here. This is where I started with Hubbard, so it's not. I'm not angry with them. I'm not upset with them. It's just, my God, how can you be so inept to destroy the biggest morning show in America? Think about that. That takes some special talent.
Yeah, it feels like it was just hey, all I have to do is not mess things up and just let the morning show continue as is, and we'll all be good and make money. And then you get in the way, and now it ends the way it does.
It's all true. If they had kept Pete Frisch where he was, I would have stayed there a lot longer. But because I loved working with Pete and for Pete, he's a great guy.
Yeah.
All right, we need to take a break. But yeah, please understand, I am not bitter or mad about that at all. Because like I said, I'm happier now. I'm doing better now. I love my family. I like 99% of my coworkers.
I know that I'm your favorite. Just say it. I'm your favorite.
He's my favorite. I forgot. No, it's great. That's the whole thing. Just be careful where you go and what you do, because people right now are weird as they've ever been.
Yeah.
I mean, this stuff going on now is like, oh my God, you love harming other people verbally.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Why do you like that so much?
Later, I know that we have Kristyn Burtt on next. People have been emailing, but don't worry, Kristyn Burtt's up here next. But I do have to say, there is a story that we put up that was literally somebody asked somebody to move in a movie seat, or they were in their like assigned spot, and they're watching a movie, and then attacked them physically because of the situation.
Because they were in the wrong seat?
Yeah. So
we'll get to that after Kristyn there. Or you can bring it up to Kristyn if you want.
We can wait till after too, because we've got time.
Don't tell me how to do it.
It sickens me.
It sickens me. We will be right back. Kristyn Burtt will join us right after this.
This is the Tom Barnard Morning Show. Listen live at TomBarnardShow.com or on the Tom Barnard Show app. Tom Barnard is back. Every weekday, you'll hear Tommy B, Brittany Arneson, yes, that Brittany Arneson. Along with Tom's pals Kent Herbeck on Fridays, Bob Sansevier, Mike Stretch Gelfand, Tim Lammers, and from Channel 5 Eyewitness News, Chris Egert and Kristyn Burtt on entertainment and pop culture. It's Tom and the crew with opinions on news, opinions on life, opinions on entertainment, and of course, opinions on other people's stupid opinions. The Tom Barnard Show is a podcast, so you can listen when you want to listen. In the car, on the way to or from work, at home, on the job site, or wherever you need your Tommy B Show fix. Hear the show on the Tom Barnard Show app in your app store, as a podcast on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts, or see it on YouTube on the Tom Barnard Show channel.
Attention taxpayers, ready for some bad news? With $80 billion in new funding from Congress, the IRS has launched their most aggressive hiring campaign ever to ramp up enforcement. If you're ignoring your taxes, don't delay another minute because your paycheck, your bank account, even your home or business could already be at risk. Now, here's the good news. Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax relief firm, can get to work immediately, helping to protect you from the IRS. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, their tax attorneys and licensed professionals are experts at resolving tax problems. Let them help determine if you qualify for the Fresh Start Initiative or other powerful IRS tax assistance programs. Take control. Call Optima Tax Relief now for a free consultation.
Call 800-783-8055. That's 800-783-8055. 800-783-8055.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Have you Googled yourself lately? Are there negative posts from an ex-employee or from a former client? Maybe an outdated news article or sensitive personal information about your family? Search engines don't always get it right. For right or wrong, it's your reputation on the line. That's where Reputation Defender by Norton comes in. One of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. Reputation Defender has been fixing people's search results for over 15 years. Their cutting-edge approaches help you to wipe away unwanted information in your search results. They also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, helping you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. Take control with Reputation Defender. You can start by getting your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com. Or call 800-401-6681 to speak to an expert. That's 800-401-6681.
Oh, look who got to sleep later today.
I did. I worked out first and then started work and then came to visit you guys.
Oh my God, what a life you have.
I know. It's great.
No doubt about it. Now, since you come on at 20 after now, and we have guests that are booked at 10:30, you have the right. Either you want to be on with it or you want to be off. It's up to you. If you want to stay on, we'd love to have you. If you don't want to stay on, it's up to you.
Oh, yeah. Whatever you guys want. If you're ready to push me off, just tell me to go.
No. You have to make the choice. I'm not pushing you anywhere.
I'm always game to stay. So
okay.
There may be some days I have to leave, though, legitimately.
I understand that. I understand. There's no problem. Kathy Kleiner is her name. She'll be with us in about 10 minutes. Her new book, A Light in the Dark, Surviving More Than Ted Bundy. So I think that would be pretty interesting.
That is crazy. My niece moved into the sorority house where Ted Bundy killed all of the girls.
Dang.
It still exists, you guys. They never tore it down.
That's shocking.
Isn't that shocking? I mean, to me, if it happened today, within 2 weeks after, all the crime scene situation was dealt with in the trial, they would knock that down and it'd be a park or something like that. There's no way.
God, it's still there.
It's still there, and they stay in the bedroom and live there.
That's wild.
Yeah, so that should be pretty interesting. Now, very quickly, anything new we should be watching? Because there's some things coming on. Kathryn and I have been finding new stuff that's really, really good. A lot of stuff, American stuff, British stuff, Australian stuff, things like that. I'll say it again. Television's never been better because of streaming. Streaming has made television magnificent.
It's super interesting in the wake of the writers finally going back to work. Everyone's just realizing, and I think that it's going to take a couple years before we really, really feel it. I mean, things are going to be delayed, but they're saying that the streaming bubble has burst. So this is kind of the reset, the start of the new era with everything. And the way the model of what we were doing is not going to happen anymore. We're going to see less content, and celebrities are going to see less of a huge $100 million deal. And unfortunately, some of these costs are going to be passed on to us as consumers. We are eventually, and we're starting to see it in October, there's going to be some rate increases on some of the streaming services. So it's going to get to a point. Remember when you were like, why is my cable bill $300?
Right.
We're going to get there with streaming as well.
So streaming is going to become extremely expensive.
Yes. And you're going to have to pick and choose again. Like, oh, I'm going to do HBO or I'm going to do Netflix all the time. And maybe I come in and out of Apple TV or in and out of Peacock because it is going to be just because of the market itself and the way that they were doing business. They've realized it doesn't work. And it's all going to be around advertising again. Guess what? We're just moving back to fast TV.
Now, my favorite, or I think our favorite channel at home is Hulu. There are a lot of good things on Hulu that we watch. I don't know how much that even costs per month. I have no idea.
I think just a basic package is somewhere around $7.99 per month. And that's with ads. If you get without ads, it'll probably be somewhere around $15 per month.
Yeah.
Just depending on what type of TV you like to consume or your budget.
So what will that be now? If it's $15 now, how much is it going to be when they take over?
Well, and it depends because you can get the bundles with ESPN and Disney Plus.
Yeah.
So there's going to be multiple tiers. And then do you get it with or without ads? If you get it without ads, that cost is going to start increasing over the next couple of years. If you're okay with ads, you might be okay.
In general, I don't, how long the ads are going to run. The problem with TV, it got to the point where some of the ad breaks were 10 minutes long, for God's sake.
I have Hulu with ads, and I can just tell you that the longest break is about 2 minutes.
Perfect.
And oftentimes,
no problem.
Oftentimes a brand will actually buy out the hour and say, you watch this one commercial and then you get the next 45 minutes uninterrupted. It's great.
Love it. Yeah, Kathryn and I really, really like it. We watched another, what the hell's the name of that show again? The British show we were watching. They're an hour and a half long. Endeavor, yes, Endeavor. Each episode is an hour and a half long. I think that's hilarious.
I want you to throw a party when you get to the very last episode because I want to find out when in time this is. Is it the end of the year or are we going into 2024?
Probably 2027. Just keep moving forward. The show is really well acted. And I mean, everybody in it is really good.
I know there's a lot of things, whether you're, waiting for new content or you're waiting to catch up. You're never going to be lacking in content. Let's just put it that way. Because even if you want to go back in time and watch old episodes from the 70s and 80s, they're all available to us now too through networks like Tubi, Roku has a channel, Pluto.
Yeah, I've got all of those. I better start writing bigger checks, huh?
It's gonna happen to all of us. We're not immune to these price increases, unfortunately.
Well, everything's about money now. Everything on earth is about, hey, you want the light to change? Well, you got any money? I'll change it sooner. Like, oh God, whatever.
Just go to the grocery store. It's fun.
And I'm very serious about this. I do not remember the last time I went to the grocery store and spent under $100. Everything's $100 now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if anyone's gone in. No. Have you gone into the grocery store to buy like a really small order and then you're like, it's 4 items and it's $50?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, man. And as Tevin just said, it's going to get more and more, right?
Yeah, you see people post online all the time, like went to the store and got $100 or spent $100 and it'll be like 5 things. Yeah. They're like, yeah, I'm making tacos today and it cost me $100 to get everything I needed.
$100 to make tacos. That's a bit much. But yeah, last night we watched Endeavor for an hour and a half, and then we watched Corner Gas before I went to bed. So we get a little drama, a little murder mystery, and then you get one of the funniest shows I've ever seen in my entire life. And I still love the fact that Michael Bryant found out that I was watching Corner Gas. So he said, oh, that sounds good. Watched all 6 seasons in one weekend. Like, good God.
He barely got up to go to the bathroom.
I mean, that honest to God is like 110 episodes. And he watched it all in one weekend.
Does that guy not sleep?
Apparently not very well.
Like, he's a successful lawyer and he drives all the time for work, like heads up to Fargo and Duluth for things and whatever.
Yeah, yep.
And then he meets clients all the time. I'm just like, that guy, he's got more hours in a day than the average guy. Let me tell you that.
Did you change your outfit again?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I'm wearing my sweatshirt.
Yeah, but you have the hood up.
No, that's my hair.
Oh, that's your hair back there. I thought the hood was up again.
No, I'm just have beautiful hood hair.
No, you look like you have a really nice filter, though.
I don't.
She does. No, she does. Doesn't
I'm
she?
like in a closet. It's just like really
like
weird
amazing
lighting.
It's just
I was
like
gonna go.
soft and glowy.
It is.
I'm just beautiful, and you guys
look
forget
really-
that.
Yeah.
Well, I said to her when the show started this morning, I hope you don't mind if I say this, but you look a lot better than you do in person.
Yeah, no, I mean that's what
It's a nice lighting. Your lighting is beautiful. She's not kidding. It looks really nice.
I think it's just like kind of shitty lighting, so I look good. Like this
Well,
is I'm gonna tell Justin after the show to come in here because we're gonna make sweet, sweet love in this closet.
Well, thanks for bringing that up.
Turn your webcam off first.
Yes, please.
Just come onto a different channel, OnlyFans /G Unit.
G Unit
or Gen Unit. Yep, that's my middle name is Jen. So Gen Unit.
Why Unit?
Because it's
that's
like
where Justin comes in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why did you say it that way?
That's a poor phrase
It
to
really
word
is.
it that
That's
way. I
not-
apologize.
That's where Justin comes in. Hey, I'm high-fiving people in here again.
You knew the show moved to 11. I told you, if you want to come in 10:30 to 11:30, that's fine.
Literally not told me this information.
I have told you at least 5 times.
Alex, take a seat. Alex, take a seat.
I told you last week that it was going to be on 11 to 12. And
Family fight.
well, so once you sit down and join the show,
Literally never told me that.
Alex,
I absolutely did.
Alex, take a seat and talk about my sex life with everybody.
Oh God, why me?
She's like,
well, so just come to 10:30 to 11:30. What's the difference?
Oh, hold on. Sorry, this is my first day.
How
There we
figure it
go.
out. Figure
There
it
you
out.
go.
Dad,
Dad,
respectfully, what the hell? You have not told me this.
I did.
You did
too.
not. You
Yes,
did not.
I did.
You said it's staying the same. It's staying the same. It's staying the same. You couldn't come
The
at 10.
morning
so we
show was
moved
staying the
No,
same. You
you
moved
told
it.
me that it was going to be 11:30.
Why?
I text messaged Brittany last Monday. I was like, I get to see you every day because you're coming in at after my show.
I didn't move it. Hubbard moved it. What do you want from me?
I'm sure. So
What do you mean you're sure?
I'm
They're
sure.
the ones who
So
moved
Alex, to catch you up with it, we were talking about me and Justin having sex in this closet. So if you just want to chime in with anything.
Yeah, just well, how big was the closet?
How big was the closet? Is that what you want to know? Is that
Well,
the
if
real
it's a small
thing?
closet,
That's
it makes
the real
other things look bigger.
Yeah, it's a very small closet. So yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
but I have
boy.
to defend myself one more time, then we're going to move on. You guys do know that they came to me and said, you know what? We're not going to move the show later in the day.
Okay.
They came to me.
I don't care. I'm gonna be honest. Tom, I believe you.
Well,
Alex?
that's true.
Alex, I also believe you. And that's how I work both sides.
Switzerland.
Well, I couldn't have said it any better
You guys
myself,
are
Brittany.
worthless and
Oh
weak.
my
I
gosh,
say.
I'm ready to jump out a window.
Hey, it's fine. It's not that bad to be on our show. It's not
Yeah, what's the
torture. We're
difference
really
between a
nice.
half hour
Are
this-
you not going to be here, Brittany?
Oh, I will. I think Mondays I might be here depending on the day, but I'll be there on Wednesday.
And if you come and the
Good,
door's
I'll
locked,
actually
just
be
go
able to
back
see you.
home.
Yeah, we can hang out and so we can both attack your dad together.
But I told my dad today. I was like, or my dad. I told Dan today. I was like, I get to see Brittany. That's so exciting. Wah wah.
Wah,
you,
wah.
you don't have a monitor?
We'll get
Oh,
you
I
up.
do. I do.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah, I
god.
was going to say, you got a monitor.
Sorry,
You want me to
it's
show
so
some
nice.
skin? Will that
This is the-
make up
this
for it?
is The
Yes.
third change I wasn't told about, and then it changed.
Well, that
again.
would be the Hubbards. That's not me.
Well, Hubbards don't tell. I don't talk to the Hubbards.
Well,
ever.
I didn't change.
I don't either.
I
Nobody
don't either.
talks to me.
So
Okay.
just decide if you want to be here from 10:30 to 11:30 or 10:30 to noon.
I
It's up
can't.
to you.
I have my other job. I
Well,
have
that's
to
what
leave
I'm
here
saying. That's why
at
we set it up.
11:30.
There you go. So we're good to go. Why me?
Same thing, Dad.
What?
Thinking the same thing.
Yeah, why us? It's
Why
true.
me?
This is all Dan and Amy's fault. I'm here to tell you. But that'll be good when you come in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 10:30 to 11:30. That'll be great. You get to be on this show and the other one.
Okay. I also have to finish doing my makeup while I'm here, so don't mind me.
We're just the bridge that
Why me is right.
you're the bridge that connects both shows, Alex. We need you.
That's me.
That's you. The old bridge.
The old bridge.
The
That's what
old
everybody
bridge.
calls me.
What is happening?
I don't, honest to God, why me?
This whole show has devolved into total chaos this morning.
know.
That's it.
Well,
That's
this is
our
what
show.
happens when one of the people isn't informed on what's going on.
Well,
It's
you
chaos.
were, and I'm
Nope,
telling you,
I was not
I
ever.
guarantee you, you
Nope,
were.
Nope.
You
You
just
told me
once
that
again
it was
didn't
moving
pay
to this
attention.
time 3 times ago, and then it changed 3 more times.
But
You guys-
that was not me.
In 10 minutes, you have a break. We have a break in 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, you guys go hard about this.
Because
I'll
I didn't break for 10 years.
Yep,
Yeah,
go on home right now.
I
That'll be
prefer
good.
that. I prefer.
Not a problem.
All right, we have a guest. Is our guest ready to go?
They are not.
Well, they're not
they have
ready to
not
go
called
yet.
in, so I don't know if we.
Oh yeah, that's not looking good if they
No.
haven't called in by now.
They were listening to the show on their app, and they were
Yeah,
like, "I'm not calling into that."
That jackass.
I'm
They got
listening to
two
a
people in a closet. They got a father and daughter arguing.
Yeah, honest to God.
You're welcome.
That's my family, though. You know.
Oh, there's Alex.
Oh, she's on the screen with us.
She's so cute. Everybody thinks I have a filter on, Alex. So go ahead and just do that.
Did you put Vaseline on your? I'll put
I just smeared
The
Vaseline on my
Barbara
camera.
Streisand lens.
The Barbara Streisand lens.
Yeah.
Well, my mom always turns this ring light on, and then I look as pale can be. So
I once turned a ring light on Tevin, and everyone called me racist for the remainder of the show.
Yeah, way to go.
great.
Well, it's because she said nobody can see you because of your black skin, and
That's
then
definitely not how it went.
Yeah.
I said,
No
"Hey, you're
one's
kind of in a
supposed
dark
to see you.
corner," and I turned it on, and I was like, "I know I'm gonna get shit for this just because I want him to look good."
Why?
Boy, oh boy,
Why is all I'm saying.
what a journey.
Oh, is it a journey now? Is that what it is?
Sure.
No, I love the fact that this show is going to be on from 8 in the morning. I get to sleep another hour, which I'm very happy about. From 8 to noon, because we all 4 hours going to be right back to back to back to back. So that's good, right?
Yep.
Oh,
That is good.
yeah.
Good.
All right, back to Kristyn Burtt. Now that Alex is here, Alex, you can ask her.
Welcome, Alex.
Thank you. so happy to be here.
We were just talking about streaming television, how it's going to cost a lot more. Kristyn, you were just talking about that.
Yeah, the change in direction. And, something kind of interesting that has come up today a couple of times. So we still know that the actors are on strike. They are going back to negotiations today with the AMPTP. But in light of all of this, because we know that AI is one of the hot topics, Tom Hanks has come forward and said, if you see me in a dental commercial, that is AI. It is not endorsed by me. Someone just went and did this.
Really?
Yes.
Who said that?
Tom Hanks. Like,
Oh,
I guess if you're
God.
going to have someone promote your dental business,
Oh.
go big or go home, right? Also, Zelda Williams, who is the daughter of the late comedian Robin Williams, also came out on her Instagram story and said, it has been the most painful thing to see people utilize my father's voice via AI over the past few years. And she's like, I just want to say, like, this is why it is so important to have these AI protections, because we're haunted by my dad's voice in ads because people are actually utilizing the technology
Mm-hmm.
to have him promote, and they're not benefiting off of it. They're not like approaching the estate and saying, hey, can we use your dad's voice for this commercial?
So how long is it going to be before there's lawsuits and people being sued for using AI to do
It's
these
already
things?
happening with book authors, because authors' books are being utilized to create language and understand people's styles. And I know that there's a whole collection of well-known authors that have started to do AI lawsuits. Sarah Silverman has a lawsuit as well based off of her book, her memoir. So we're going to see a lot of this, because I'm sure Tom Hanks is going to go after this, and I'm sure the Williams estate will also do that.
God, it's just I cannot believe you can use somebody like Tom Hanks's voice and he gets nothing for that. That's amazing.
Not only his voice, his likeness.
That's horrible.
They're using his face and everything, but it's kind of like a weird sort of computer generated version of him. It's creepy.
I really, honest to God, can't believe they can do that. You just stole a human being's image and voice.
Well, and the problem is, you really think about this. They can take any of us and say that we endorse something that, you may not believe in at all or would never want to endorse outside of the financial aspect of it. They can manipulate our voices and our likenesses to say whatever it is, anything inflammatory.
No, like that happened to me literally like 25 years ago. I cut a commercial, heard the commercial a couple weeks later, and there's a line in it that I say that I never said. They put it through a Moog synthesizer, and I don't know how they did it all the way back then, but that was I would say at least 25 years ago. They made up a line that I said that I never actually said.
And if they could do that then, think of what they could do to you now.
Oh, I know. Forget about it.
Frightening thing.
We all might just disappear as humans and would just be images from now on. That's about it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's very, very unsettling that they can use your image and your voice and everything else, and they don't have to pay you for it either.
Right. And I want people to understand, because I know sometimes people are like, oh, this is Hollywood. We don't care, blah, blah, blah. This AI situation is across the board, across every industry. It's an issue. So just everyone should be paying attention to the writers got a good deal with AI. Now we need the actors to as well, because eventually we need protections across the board.
Well, yeah. How did this get this far without anybody stepping in and going, wait a minute, this is wrong?
I always feel like even Hollywood, which prides itself on being, a step ahead with technology, honestly, they've always been a step behind, whether it's been streaming and making protections and having deals back in the day when, VHS was a thing. All of a sudden it turned to DVD. It's really been a challenge. And unless Hollywood is like deeply entrenched and in tech in Silicon Valley, they're already 5 steps ahead of us. We don't even know what they're working on right now.
Yeah, I don't know. There's an attorney somewhere out there that said, hey, we can pull this off, and just don't tell them about it at first. They had to have hidden that information at first, I would think.
I would think so. And I think there's some in the legal community that are thinking this is going to be a bonanza for us when it comes to lawsuits in the next decade. So they don't push the protections as much because they know that they can go and fight it in court and make a lot of money.
God, everything is about money. That's all that matters anymore.
We come full circle back to that.
Seriously, everything is about money. And no matter, if I have to steal your image, I have to steal your voice. If I can make money, that's okay. It's not okay.
No, and you see it in the music industry too, where like artists will be like, "Hey, I did not release a new song. This was somebody that just took AI, said, hey, I want to make a Drake song, and here you go."
I'm a member of the Beatles now. Did I tell you?
Are you the 6th Beatle?
Yes, I'm the 6th Beatle because there already was a 5th.
Yep.
Yeah, I just, honest to God, I am kind of surprised, to tell you the truth, that somebody hasn't come out with an AI band of all the 2 dead Beatles and a dead Rolling Stone. I mean, honest to God.
Well, they've done some of that with, was it the holograms and stuff? They did it with like Nat King Cole. They've done it with Whitney Houston. Tupac, yeah.
You believe they just arrested the guy that killed him?
Yeah, I saw that article.
What the hell?
27 years later.
27 years. And they arrested him because he was telling people that he's the one that did it. Is that correct?
Yeah, and he just had his big mouth got him in trouble. Like, and I think for him, it was probably like this big calling card of like, I'm the guy that shot Tupac. Nobody arrested me, so I got the bragging rights on it. Really?
That makes no sense to me, but what the hell? You just, honest to God, it makes no sense.
No, but I think we're going to get some good documentaries out of it and revisit. And actually, it was a really fascinating time in music in the 90s, like the East Coast, West Coast rap rivalry. So I have a feeling Netflix will probably be jumping all over this and ordering a docuseries probably within the next week on this.
And didn't it turn out that the guy who killed Tupac, he killed him because Tupac got in an argument and insulted his son or his brother or something?
I don't even, initially, because this was the second hit out on Tupac.
Oh, yeah.
If you remember, it
Yep.
might have been about a year or two earlier, he was shot in New York City. And so he was always running for his life, honestly. And Suge Knight at the time, too, was really fueling the rivalry between the East Coast and West Coast. So some of the hit was also out on Suge. But it's a really fascinating tale of like how this all played out.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is really, really weird. But 27 years later, they finally nail the guy.
Just when you think you're like scot-free, guess what?
You ran your mouth, and he would have never been caught had he shut up.
That's right.
Right?
Just died with the secret.
Why would you do that?
People are not bright. They like, there's no statute of limitations on murder. Like, and I get it. Like, if you got away with a crime, like it feels cool. You've probably felt invincible. Like, yeah, I murdered this guy, and it's probably one of the most infamous cases in history as far as in like the music industry. And yeah, so you feel like you get away with it and tell anybody, but it will definitely come back up and catch up with you.
Yeah, you would think so. I got to check in on this. Did you watch any football yesterday?
You mean the Taylor Swift game?
Yes, the Taylor Swift game.
Well,
That's
they showed her
exactly what
enough.
I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Well, you actually did watch it.
I watched the Taylor Swift highlights. Yes.
As expected, Taylor Swift was in the box at the MetLife Stadium to watch Travis Kelce. Is it Kelce or Kelsey?
Kelsey.
It's Kelsey, okay. And the Chiefs take on the New York Jets. This time, she brought a posse with her. Of course she did, including Sophie Turner, Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, Hugh Jackman, actress Sabrina Carpenter, the Taylor's brother Austin. Taylor also rubbed shoulders with Donna Kelsey, Travis's mom, and Brittany Mahomes, Patrick's wife. The Chiefs barely held on to win, and Kelsey didn't have his best game. That might have something to do with Taylor weakening his legs. Oh, really? Weaken his legs?
Oh,
I believe he was spotted coming out of her place at like 11 a.m. or something the day of the game.
Oh,
in
Aren't
the
they
afternoon.
supposed to stay at a hotel the night before? That's what I was curious about.
I thought they had proof that he went in the afternoon. And the fact that we even know this is so weird. Like the fact that we know where he was at and why he was there.
Right.
The fact that I'm paying attention to football is astonishing.
Me and Gogo were watching the pregame, and
my gosh.
luckily enough, the NFL correspondents every break talked about Taylor Swift. Otherwise, it would have been super boring because they kept talking about this football game.
Travis Kelce and his brother have a podcast, and on one of the episodes, they had like all the Swifties send in questions, and it was like they're answering the most rudimentary questions about football, like what is a first down?
Yeah.
What is
Oh, God.
That would be me. I'm like, what does 1st and 10 mean?
We did start watching the game, me and Gogo, but they kept playing the Welcome to New York trailer for the game, which is like a Taylor Swift song for, the Jets. And all it made me want to do is listen to Taylor Swift. So we ended up turning the game off and just jamming out really hard to Welcome to New York.
Welcome to New York.
It's such a vibe. It's such a vibe. And so I'm really glad Taylor Swift's +1 and his BFF won the game. Good for them. Good job, guys.
Yep. By the way, speaking of Donna Kelsey, her hobnobbing with Taylor last week led to a funny meme. Early in the day, she was in Philly to watch her other son, Jason Kelsey, and the Eagles beat the Washington Commanders. She was spotted sitting next to Jake from State Farm, and now people are saying she must be dating him.
I would actually go for that. Come on. That would be like the dating couple, like the power couple of the year.
Isn't he about 30 years younger than her, though?
That's okay.
It's fine.
We
Don't
love
worry
that
about
for
it.
her.
It was pretty cute because she was taking selfies with him as if he was Taylor Swift, which, like, honestly, Jake from State Farm, also iconic. So good job.
Iconic.
Yeah.
Another icon. Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of icons going on. There's no question about it. So this is all pretty well. So these kids are getting along, huh? This is not just a fake deal.
I don't know, but you know what? I don't care. Like
there's still some speculation that it might be
just
fake.
a setup.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of like PR talk about it, but at the same time, I'm like, you know what? Everyone's benefiting from it. The NFL, Taylor Swift, the fans. It's fun and harmless.
I do think, though, that the NFL is really showcasing some toxic masculinity in aspects because they are acting like a jealous best friend, being like, well, Travis Kelce, we knew him first. We're like, yeah, we didn't care till now. Like, it's just so funny. And then they'll be like, somebody wrote on Twitter, they were like, oh, if Taylor Swift thinks that she's more important than Brittany Mahomes, and it's like, nobody said that. Like, calm down. Like, the NFL is being super weird about stuff. Like,
and Brittany Mahomes got brought into Taylor's girl posse over the weekend. She was invited to dinner, and
it's all fine.
They're all
We
getting
don't
along.
care. We don't actually care about the NFL. Like, you're just having a moment. Just sit in it and be happy. But they keep making it clear. They're like, this is, I'm so sick about them going to Taylor Swift for these clips. Is like, sorry that you're popular for 2 seconds. It's fine. We'll be done
they're
with you.
making ratings that were already good even stronger. Sales from merch is like outstanding.
Here's the difference between Taylor Swift fans and NFL fans. If somebody showed interest in Taylor Swift, I'd be excited to show them about Taylor Swift. Here's the albums you should listen to. Here's what I like. Come to a concert with me. Great. But NFL be weird, really weird and possessive about it. Like, you know what? I can watch you if I want. And I can also claim that I don't know anything and it's fine. And just be happy we're here.
Like Alex looks real happy to be here right now.
So
she's like,
it's the
Jesus.
happiest I've ever been.
Whatever works. That's all I'm saying. All right. Well, we better take a break here and we will talk to Kristen tomorrow at the same time, correct?
Yes, I will see
You think
you.
you'll blow off another guest?
What about?
Are you going to blow off another guest like you did today?
I didn't blow up. Yeah, I called her and said, don't show up so that I can have more time.
Get off.
Yeah.
of my
All
air.
about me.
All right. We'll talk to you later.
See you tomorrow, everyone.
We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Wrap it up right after this.
This is the Tom Barnard Morning Show. The new Tom Barnard Morning Show is proud to have partners like Bradshaw & Bryant, MyPillow, and North American Banking Company founder, chairman, and president, Mike Bilski.
I've advertised on Tom's show for years, and the reason is simple. My business is recognized because of the ads, and that recognition has created growth. What business doesn't want to grow? I highly recommend the Tom Barnard Morning Show for your advertising.
Grow results for your business by partnering with the Tom Barnard Morning Show. Visit TomBarnardShow.com, keyword partner.
What can Hubbard Interactive do for your business? Let's take a listen and find out what they did for one local company, Steve the Window Guy.
I'm Sally, and I'm a digital brand strategist here at Hubbard Interactive. We met with Melissa from Steve the Window Guy, and she was looking for help with their video advertising strategy. So we helped build a comprehensive plan for streaming TV and YouTube ads.
And Melissa, tell us how it's been getting your message out with help from Hubbard Interactive.
I've been working with them for 5 years, and what I've learned is that they have both the experience and the depth inside their team to help me solve any creative marketing challenge that I've got. So over the years, I've moved from streaming TV to YouTube ads, and now we're moving towards SEO. And I'm loving the results that I'm seeing.
Is there anything else you want business owners out there to know about Hubbard Interactive?
I am so grateful for the entire team at Hubbard Interactive for effortlessly understanding our business and our marketing vision, and then always delivering only the best results.
To find out how our experts can help your business grow, get in touch today at hubbardinteractive.com.
At EasyCater, we get it. Ordering food for work means you have to deal with this.
Client meeting on Tuesday. Client wants Taco Tuesday.
19 people.
Need vegan options. Our budget just got slashed.
Meeting is now Monday.
What about Mediterranean?
Client still wants taco.
Claire has a nut allergy.
Gluten-free.
Under
Pastas,
budget.
flavored sodas.
Is there
Cannot
vegan
be
tacos?
late.
Vegetarian, vegan, Tacos for a client meeting? Just use EasyCater. Food for work delivered on time as ordered with a huge variety. 100,000 restaurants, one platform. Order 24/7 at easycater.com.
Welcome to the Continental.
From the world of John Wick comes a Peacock original 3-part event that takes us back to 1970s New York. The Continental.
This institution wields power beyond your imagination. Let's take this house and everything that comes with it.
The Continental from the world of John Wick. Streaming now.
And away we go.
Only on Peacock.
All right, I got to run this by. There's one guy and two women on the show this morning right now.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. I have to know how on earth this could happen, so I need you to pay attention. You ready?
Yep.
I always thought an atomic wedgie was as bad as it got, but this sounds worse. A woman in her early 30s is suing Walt Disney World after one of their water slides gave her a wedgie so bad she has to be hospitalized.
Dang.
How would that happen?
I have no idea. Like, what ride is she on that's causing this? Does it say?
Humunga Kawabunga.
Oh, it's one of
Big
the
slide.
Yeah, but I mean, I've got all the same parts, and I don't understand how that would happen.
I don't either. I don't get it.
I'm
Her name
confused.
Her name is Emma McGinnis. She was on a 30th birthday trip with her family in 2019. Happened on a slide called Humunga Kawabunga in Disney's Typhoon Lagoon Water Park. It's a 214-foot slide with a 5-story drop. They usually make you cross your legs to avoid this kind of thing. The lawsuit claims Disney didn't make it clear just how important that was. Near the end of the slide, Emma briefly got airborne and hit the pool at the bottom so hard it gave her a life-altering wedgie that damaged her internal organs.
Dang.
So it's one of those like the water slides where you're not whatever, where it's like the big drop and it goes like pretty much straight down. So I can see how water would, if you don't cross your legs, it potentially gets up in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but like water can get in there, you guys. Like our bodies can handle that. So I don't know what to the extent and like
fabric
and like organ damage. Are we talking like it wouldn't heal on its own kind of vibe or what?
Well, it sounds like it was mostly a front wedgie situation, and it was bad enough that she needed surgery on her vagina.
She needed surgery?
Yes. Jesus.
It must have not been the wedgie situation of like how far things went up. It must have been the power of the impact.
The pressure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would be.
Yeah.
It's true. She wants Disney to be more upfront about the risks and maybe ban certain bathing suits that could be wedgie prone, seeking at least $50,000 damage to cover her mental and physical anguish, hospital bills, and loss of earnings. She's only going after 50 G's? I thought it'd be a lot higher than that.
Yeah, and I don't know that it's like Disney's fault necessarily, but like they should pay for her medical bills, I think.
They've got the money.
They should, just out of the kindness of their heart. Like that's our bad.
Yeah, you're probably right about that. But yeah, I don't know what the Humunga Kawabunga. So it's 5 stories high.
Humunga Kawabunga.
I don't know anything about a Humunga Kawabunga.
I'm not a Humunga Kawabunga expert, but I would have to say I don't think my front butt is worth 50,000. Me personally,
Your front butt, 50 G's for your front butt.
Not mine. Mine's probably
Totally
20 G's tops. So
One of my favorite things that happened last year at Disney World, we get on the rail train that goes into the coal mine. You know that one? Goes really fast.
I don't know, but it sounds amazing.
Snow White's mine train.
Yeah.
The Seven Doors mine train.
Yeah, right. The Seven Dwarfs mine train. We get on it, and it's whipping around these corners, and you're turned sideways when it's doing it. And the car just in front of me is Dan and Sage. And we take that first turn, just smoked around this turn. And I hear this little voice go, Jesus Christ.
I wonder where he got that.
From Mom, his mother.
Yeah. Well, ever since I started working with you, that's been something I say, and I forget. People find that super offensive. Like, I forget that. Like, you know how you hang out in different groups?
Just to say, Jesus Christ, what's wrong with that?
I'll be like hanging out with moms, you know, like I'm trying to break into that mom world with kids my age, and I'll be like, Jesus Christ. And people will look at me like, did you just say that? And I go, oh, yeah, I forgot. Like, I forget that that's like not the one people are looking for.
Well, in my neighborhood, it was Jesus effing Christ. So that was.
So you're actually, see?
It looks better to me.
Yeah, it could be worse, Alex. You could be saying Jesus effing Christ.
He sure could. Okay, I'm looking at Humunga Kawabunga right now.
Oh, you are.
And thoughts?
It's one of those straight, steep slides.
Yeah.
When you get to the bottom, there's like that long pool that you slide into.
Yeah.
You know, that's like outside. I mean, it just doesn't seem like it would cause any major problems.
I just don't want to do it.
Her legs are open.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
if
kind
you're
of just
like
a direct shot.
if you're spread eagle, I guess you're gonna have problems.
This is the problem I have. Like, I feel like, and sorry guys, we're gonna have to talk about this. Like, I feel like I don't have the kind of crotch that like wants to hide. Like, I have the kind of like one little shift in my swimming suit, you're gonna see it all. I'm sorry. Like,
you're gonna see it all. Okay.
and so like I would avoid this for me personally, because like I'm not trying to show the world where go-go came from. And so like that's me personally. I've always avoided these because like a swimming suit to me is like it's not like I need to wear shorts. I need to wear something about me.
I was gonna say, if you're gonna do intense water slides, I feel like you would be like, I'm gonna wear bike shorts over this, or running shorts, or like
one of those whale training suits, like
something. But I feel like wearing a bikini down that type of thing, you're just asking for something to go awry.
And like I was at the Edina public pool, which is amazing. Highly recommend.
Got swimming lessons there this summer.
Great place, very affordable. They've got that like simulator where you like surf on that thing.
Yeah.
I watched women straight up get tossed so hard against a wall and become absolutely naked. And I'm not hey, go for it. But me personally, like the shame that comes about when I'm trying to like put my life back together when I'm half naked thrown by a giant wave against the wall, it's not worth the small amount of fun that could be had. So like I like to assess those things and make the call. And I'm sorry, I'm just going to be a little more protective about my crotch.
Well, another person that's also very protective about his crotch, Kostaki Economopoulos.
As one should.
Oh, Kostaki's already here. Brittany.
Hilarious intro. I literally jump on the podcast and the first sound I hear is, quote, I don't have the kind of crotch that wants to hide.
Thank you. Thank you.
That is what she said.
What's happening?
No question about it. Brittany, how do you make your exit now? What are you going to do?
Well, I mean, there's nothing I can really beat except like I'm going to go make sure both front and back butt have full coverage. So you guys,
front and back butt are fully insured.
Thank you. You guys have a great rest of the show. I'll be listening.
Thank you, my dear.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Love you. Bye.
Love you too.
Bye.
Brittany, ladies and gentlemen, leaving. We got Kostaki with us. We got Kathryn's not up on camera yet, but she will be in seconds.
Do I have a mic?
Oh,
No,
no.
he's
Very
working on it.
sorry,
So
first
there
day.
he is. Are we now?
Oh,
Is this now
oh
the
my God.
family
Who
show?
broke this chair?
Okay.
Oh.
Where is Andy?
I swapped that one out
He's in the hospital
because we had a guest in last week, so I didn't want him sitting in the broken chair. We can swap him back.
Is he having a procedure today?
He is having a procedure today.
I thought so, yeah.
I don't know what the family hotline number is, so I'm going to just not be on camera. Okay. And I'm going to switch my chair. Got a broken chair.
Why is your chair broken?
I don't know. Something happened.
We must have bought about 20 of these.
Switched it out.
Yeah, where do you go, Tevin?
Well, I didn't want Gelfand to sit in the broken one on Friday, and I forgot to put it
Okay,
back.
I guess we could buy a new chair and throw this one out, or maybe we can fix it or something. I don't know. Anyhow, so
Excuse me.
hello.
Hello.
How's everybody doing? Michael
Marvelously
Bryant is
well.
not in studio. Is he on the phone?
No, I think he's coming in, though.
No, he said he's still in Iowa.
Oh, he's still in Iowa. Okay.
Mhm.
Well, he may call in at some point, but Kostaki is with us. What we've done, Kostaki, is they decided, the people at Hubbard decided.
The people at Hubbard.
So it is. Well, it was Amy and Dan.
Okay.
To just we moved the morning show from 7 to 10 to 8 to 11 and then attached it directly to the podcast. But for Alex, it's going to work out well because she can do the last half hour of the morning show and the first half hour of this podcast because she has to leave at 11:30.
Yeah.
So that works beautifully.
It works out.
Especially with you and Brittany on the same show.
That's true.
It's a disaster.
You two can hack your father together.
There we go.
Okay, so Kostaki, why don't we start out with this? The Vikings won a game, but only because they played Carolina.
That's true. That might be the worst team in the NFL right now.
Oh, they're terrible. And then Adam Thielen. I love Adam Thielen. I'm sorry that he has to be getting his ass kicked like that.
Right. Yeah, that's right. He was one of your guys.
He was one of our guys.
Hey,
Oh, there's Nana.
she did it. Hello.
There's Nana. You can see her now.
It is kind of nice to see the people you're talking to.
It does
It
work.
is nice. I agree
Wow,
with
it
that.
is nice. I like it.
All right, Kostaki Economopoulos with us, ladies and gentlemen. I watched the Viking game and then the Twins game yesterday. How are we doing now? Atlanta's a hell of a baseball team, correct?
Yeah, that's
They're
true.
really good.
I wish I cared about that, but
You just don't care about baseball at all?
I don't. I've probably not. I don't know if I've watched an entire baseball game that I haven't been at in probably 10 years.
Okay, we're going to run this by Tevin. Tevin, name one good Greek baseball player.
Yeah, it's you're gonna have me. We're gonna sit here for a long time. Let me do a quick Google search.
Is there one?
Kistaki, is there one?
You stumped me. I don't know. I immediately I know of a couple of Greek football players, but Greek baseball, I got nothing.
I don't know of one Greek baseball player. And there's got to be a couple.
There have to.
Looks like we got Nick Markakis. I've at least heard of him. Looks
There
like he
you go.
plays for
That's a
Atlanta.
Greek name.
Oh, he plays for Atlanta, and you didn't even know him.
Hey, look at you. It's cousins.
Your cousin. Yeah, exactly. And who else you got?
We got Pete Sikaris. Corey Harris, not a very Greek name of you, but
Corey Harris.
You probably changed it.
Peter Sordopoulos, we're gonna call him.
Got all kinds of them in the major leagues.
There's like
We're gonna call him
12 Greeks in the major leagues.
Yeah,
I like it.
It's funny. Just 2 nights ago, I was working a stage that was, the lighting was a little weird, and I had to stand at the back of the stage in order to be in the lighting. And at one point, my heels were off the back of the stage, and I go, I'm like Greg Louganis up here. There's a Greek.
Don't take a dive.
There's an old Greek athlete reference for you.
I like it.
Nobody under 45 knew what I was talking about. What should I get?
You do get that a lot, because that is the cutoff too. I think is like somewhere between 42 and 45, where the people older than that know exactly what you're talking about. People younger than that have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
That's right. My references are so old. It's always
amazing.
Yeah,
Nash and WKRP and Greg Louganis. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, like this whole Taylor Swift versus Brittany something. What's that all about? Who is she? Who is this Brittany person?
Brittany is the wife of Patrick Mahomes. And
Was she? Was she a singer that I don't know about?
No, but she was sort of an attention getter. She was running around doing TikToks with Mahomes' little brother, and they were sort of famously trying to be in the spotlight, and so it's kind of a storyline that someone else has shown up and taken all of the light, you know.
Oh, okay. So they're trying to turn it into a girl fight?
Yeah, I don't think it's a girl fight.
You don't think so? Oh, okay.
No, that's quite a story. Taylor Swift is more relevant to the NFL than the Falcons at this point.
Well, how about those Vikings? They're 1-3, so
yeah, right.
And they had to beat Carolina to get to 1, as a matter of fact. But
take it you got to get anything you can, man. It's a crazy league. It's hard.
Yeah. Brittany Mahomes never shuts up, by the way. If there's a camera around, she will not shut up.
Yeah. She's a talkative character.
There's that. It's at Netflix or something. It's called Quarterback.
Yes.
Yep. And Patrick Mahomes is one of the quarterbacks. And then what's his face from our team?
Kirk Cousins.
Yep.
Kirk Cousins.
Hey, you two should play Trivial Pursuit.
Zero commitment to caring about the Vikings anymore. They're both on it, and my sister-in-law was like, "Oh my gosh, we watched it. It was so good." And the difference between Cousins and his wife, they're just like so sweet and so gentle and so lovely. And then she's like, and then Patrick Mahomes' wife is like this loud, like very makeup wearing woman, and they're just like so out there. She's like, it's really quite a different.
We saw Kirk Cousins, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the Breakers.
Him and his, they both were just staring like past each other at lunch.
They kind of were.
They weren't engaged.
Maybe they were tired.
They probably were. Do they have kids?
Maybe.
They do have kids.
Oh, do they?
I think. Well, that's probably what it was.
I know for sure he has one son. I think he has 2, though.
That's enough to make it.
Yeah, that's enough.
Talked to his dad a couple times. His dad's a very nice guy. Patrick Mahomes Sr.
Oh, really?
He used to be a pitcher for the Twins.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. He was a big baseball guy.
He was.
The Twins,
athletic family.
The Twins are in the playoffs.
Starting tomorrow.
Dan's going.
Really?
Yep. Game starts at 3:30 on a Tuesday.
I think we're going Wednesday.
We're going.
I haven't been to a single Twins game this summer, and I'm very
come with
season.
us.
I'm very sad.
Sneak you in.
What do you want to go with? Do you want to go with Mom tomorrow?
Where tomorrow? Not tomorrow.
No, I mean Wednesday.
That you're going. We can talk
I
about
can
this
just
later.
step aside. I don't care. I've seen it all happen before.
Jealous. I want to go.
If you two want to, go.
We'll talk about
Seriously,
it
Take
another
my
time.
spot.
We've
talk
already
about it
argued on
amongst
air
ourselves.
enough. We don't need
We're
to.
not
arguing?
arguing on the air. Try to claim
you
I
having a
didn't tell
fight?
her.
I didn't claim
Did I miss
I
a fight?
stated a fact
Yeah.
about the fact that he never told me the
I
time
did
changed
tell her.
for the 5th time. He told me last Monday
How
that it
is
was
it
going to be
everybody?
10:30.
Everybody knows about it except for you.
Because no one told me. I asked him if he told you, and he
I
said,
did
yes,
did
she
tell
knows.
He never did.
Yes, I
So
did tell.
I'm
Last
staying out of it.
Monday-
I'm tapping out of
Absolutely.
this
Last
one.
Monday, you told me it's going to be 10:30, and you
That
never
was where it
updated
was,
me
but then Amy
again.
and Dan changed it
But then you-
last Thursday.
See, Tom, this
You
is the
never told
problem
me
when you
this.
talk all the time. You don't know who you talk to.
You've never told me
I'm the bad guy.
what I'm saying.
It's all Tom's fault.
Yes,
No, I'm
because you
just
didn't tell
saying,
me.
You talk to so many people about all the stuff. And then
Here's
you
what I
kind of
love.
forget
Because if
stuff.
you had,
Here's what I
Dad, if
love.
you had told me, I would have shown up at the time that you had told me. Is what I'm.
But we want you to
what I'm
stay at the
saying.
time you showed up at.
Yeah,
Because
'cause
then
you-
you're out by
'cause you got a
11:30.
second
It just would have been nice.
I did. Never mind.
Nope.
I'm not talking.
I wouldn't-
anymore.
I wouldn't
I'm not
have
talking
said-
about this anymore.
Oh,
We construct the whole thing so she can be on both shows, and I'm still the bad guy.
Last Monday, we changed it to this time because you couldn't be on the family the whole time, and you should be on the family.
how
the whole
about
time.
those
I'm
twins?
too bad. Okay, we're done talking about that now. We're good to go.
I hear you
Everyone-
both. How
That's
about
what-
those twins?
Oh, boy.
Isn't that what our guests told us to do?
No,
After
no, 'cause
listening,
I didn't
and
know
then get
football.
them out of it.
I had no idea
That's right.
that the twins were even good, and then Dan was like, "Yeah, they're like
Yeah, they won their
really good
division.
Yeah,
Division champs.
so
It's
Yay.
such a microcosm of how the real world works. It doesn't matter what a big shot you are in the world. Your wife and your daughter are always like, you're just a guy who's a pain in your butt.
Yeah, that's true. It's exactly right.
It doesn't matter.
Exactly right.
Well, that's partially true. It's mostly true. I'll give you that.
Hilarious. Well, here's what's good for me this week. My team lost 23-7 in London. Kickoff was at 6:30 a.m. local time for me. So I woke up and the game was over. I was like, all right, I can move on.
Okay. Well, we're good to go.
I literally didn't see it. It's easy for the Falcons to get through security because they don't travel with any offensive weapons. You see, it's very-
Thank you.
That's a
Thank you very much.
They wore all white, which is, of course, recognized internationally as a surrender. The Euro did better in England than the Falcons.
Ooh, that's not good news.
I've never been a fan of English breakfast, and the Falcons served up bangers and trash, everybody.
Ah, mash, trash. What's the difference?
The Eagles are a running team. They've got running backs named Gainwell and Swift. That's pretty on the nose, right?
Ooh.
Meanwhile, the Falcons have offensive line players named Can't Block and False Start.
You're a little upset by this. I can tell.
My team is. I'm angry that they resolved all of their salary cap problems, and then they stayed with the terrible quarter. The whole reason you do that is so that you can buy a good quarterback.
Right.
It was a shameful performance by the Birds on London and on Jimmy Carter's birthday, no less.
99th birthday, baby.
99.
You know, it's really.
And he's
sad
got a
about
better
that.
chance than the Falcons of being relevant in January.
Well, I like that. I do like that. You ever talk to Jimmy Carter?
You know what? I actually met him briefly once.
Great guy.
He's
very
great.
nice.
He's got a policy. He tries very hard to take commercial flights, and usually he can pull it off with his schedule. And his policy is, if he takes a commercial flight, he shakes hands with everybody on the plane.
Oh,
yeah. So I was on a flight to Atlanta, and so was Jimmy Carter, and I got to shake his hand. He was great.
Oh,
99 years, and
that's how he got so old. He was germ proof.
Exactly.
I was going to say that's a lot of
germs.
That's a wonderful wife too. His wife is a very pleasant person.
He was a very nice guy.
He was.
He was doing that Habitat for Humanity until I think a week before he dropped.
Yeah.
He's probably building a house right now.
God, yeah. It's too bad that his presidency was not wonderful.
Well,
Right. Well, we can
Who's
agree
this?
he was the best post-president. People of all parties.
Yeah.
can
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good way. He's a great
jump on
post-president.
board with that one.
It's all
So the NFL did some crazy thing with the Jaguars Falcons game. They did a Toy Story version of it. It was from Andy's bedroom, Did you happen to see any of this?
No.
Yeah,
I wish they
actually looks cool.
Really?
I wish they would do the characters from Frozen because I have 2 girls and I've heard "Let It Go" a zillion times, and I could watch Elsa take a few hard tackles. It'd be all right. I also saw this ad with NFL Plus Premium. You can rewatch Jaguars Falcons. This marketer should be fired immediately. He should be in an unemployment line today with our quarterback.
Don't need it.
The Eagles and Niners are the only 4-0 teams. The only 2 completely defeated teams are Bears and Panthers. God. The Bears are moving to Chicago, the suburbs, but at their current yardage rate, they're expected to arrive in 2050.
Thank you. What are they going to do with Soldier Field?
That's a good question. It's been there forever. It's such a big,
love
giant
Soldier Field.
Do they implode something like that?
I guess. What else are they going to do with it? Nobody's going to play there, it sounds like.
And then they repurpose that space. I guess they do.
I guess probably somebody bought it for a lot of money. I would guess, no doubt about it.
And as you said, the Panthers are not good. They're on track to get more O's this year than Economopolis. That's a lot of O's.
He's working that name in again, baby. A lot of O's.
The USFL and XFL will merge this year in the trash can. That's where they're going to meet, I believe.
So they're all out of business again.
But it's failing businesses don't merge. They huddle together for warmth.
I mean, why would anybody want to watch? I've never seen a USFL or an XFL game. Never.
You know what? I agree with you because the big league has all the marquee players and interesting storylines. And so any secondary league is, and we already have college football, which is our secondary league.
Right.
It doesn't really make sense. As much as I love football, I totally agree. It's hard to get excited about it, which is exactly why they fail over and over and over. It's not you're never going to compete with the big boys in this front. The Jets signed Trevor Siemian to test the theory that a monkey can throw the ball better than Zach Wilson.
I like that. It works for me. A Siemian.
This kid could be the missing link to the Jets championship.
God, they've been bad since what, 1969?
The Jets, yeah, you're right. There was a brief Mark Sanchez couple of years where they were not terrible, and the rest of it has been awful the whole time I've been paying attention.
They win the Super Bowl and go right in the tank the next year.
It's been 50-something years of not good. Yeah, that's amazing.
It's
all right. Let's close on this one. This will be an eye roll from Kathryn. Is my
eye roll from Kathryn.
You got to do one of these. It's tradition. Patriots quarterback Mac Jones has to learn to throw balls away, like Caitlyn Jenner. Everybody.
Oh, see, because Caitlyn Jenner.
Wow.
You got to throw balls away once in a while.
Well, every once in a while you do.
That's your big one,
or
is
at least hide them.
At least hide them.
All right. Well, another brilliant report, I thought.
Thank you, Tom.
It worked out beautifully. I still love the fact that the only person that cannot appear on this show on screen is Bob Sansevier. He just can't do it.
Why can't he?
Do you know?
It's not, I don't know. It's not hard. I think he just doesn't want to, because it's not like it's hard to figure out how to click the camera button, but
maybe he could hire Andy to come over and straighten him out.
I'm sure. I mean, he has Sam that would be able to teach him. I just don't think
Sam's
he wants
very
to
busy.
know. But he has 6 children that somebody could teach him. He just doesn't want to know.
Yeah, he just doesn't want to be.
I'm immediately imagining Andy getting out of one of those Geek Squad cars. That's a funny image.
Yeah, there you go.
I used to get the neighbors to hire him to set up their computers and stuff. He'd go over there. He's like, "It's so easy. What is wrong with these people? They're 80. They don't want to do it. They want nothing to do with it."
No
yesterday
knowledge.
I had to set up your printer.
Yeah.
And it just would not acknowledge the wireless talked.
Right.
It recognized it. And then it said, your signal is non-existent. I'm like, well, I'm on the computer that's on wireless.
So
what are you talking about?
It is amazing that in this day and age, with all the technological advancements, a personal printer is still an unmitigated nightmare on a regular basis.
Just a giant pain in the ass. And they die. They just break.
They die. They don't work. They work some of the time. They work a third of the time. It's just insane how hard it is to deal with a printer. I don't know why.
Printers are a pain. If you get a good one, it's like Yeah, they struck the lottery.
They're also set up like a crack dealer now. It's like it's $1 for the printer and $800 for the ink.
Oh yes, oh absolutely. That ink is
Toner.
not cheap. That toner is not cheap.
Yeah,
No
my
doubt
little
about it.
cartridges are like $80.
Yeah, it's crazy. The
You
whole
know,
construct. Someone needs to come. Of all the things we've fixed with Uber and Airbnb, we have all these modern answers to problems. Someone needs to solve the printer problem.
Well, the printer people are really smart because they know when it's a like Hewlett Packard product and it just won't work.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
It's like that's not our team. We're not dealing with
You
that.
can't have that.
You know what's so great about it? For the last 42 years since Kathryn and I have been together, she could probably tell you the number of times she's heard me when she's upstairs and I'm downstairs. And whether it's a printer or whatever it is, she hears, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
And then the printer hitting the wall behind the house.
I have the
It's
same.
been 42 years of that.
Yeah, what I love is I'm setting up the printer and he comes in to check on me to see how things are going. It's like,
I was offering support.
Just please leave.
I was there to support you. And then I get told, get out of here.
Just go.
You're ruining everything. I did find the wire to connect the thing. Let's not forget that.
This is true. You did find a wire.
I found a wire. What do you think of that
Cord.
action?
You found a cord.
Right. It's the equivalent of like holding the flashlight for like your dad growing up while he fixes the car.
Yeah.
My dad fixed a car. Good luck to you. You know what my dad was good at with cars?
What was that?
Get him repossessed.
Oh.
He was really good at that.
Your dad.
Car's gone again. I wonder what happened. All right, young man. What another brilliant report, I thought.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you. I'm
Bye.
driving home
Bye.
today. I will
Good to
talk
see
to you in a
you.
week.
Driving home, baby. All right, talk to you in a week. Thanks. Bye. Kostaki
Stop it.
Economopoulos. Ladies and gentlemen.
Sorry, dog's licking my legs.
No, you were talking to me. Everybody knows you were yelling at me about
What do you
that.
want?
No doubt about it. So, Alex, you got 10 minutes left. So, what do you want to talk about? Any good topic?
Can't even begin to think of a topic.
I can't even begin.
No.
Okay, well, then I'll do this. This will be perfect. See how well this is working? The blend of the morning show with the family show.
Was it a good blend?
It was great. It went perfectly.
Okay.
Well, because she and Brittany,
So is
shoulder to shoulder.
Brittany working remotely now, or is she coming into the
Some
studio?
days.
A few days a week.
Oh, okay.
She's coming in Wednesday.
Okay.
I told her that I might come and hang out with her in her closet some days.
Oh,
that'd be fun.
That's
That'd be
fine.
fun.
You do whatever you want to do. It's good
I'm like,
for
can I
you.
come hang out in your closet with you? She's like, it's really, really hot in here. So bring a tank top. I was like, okay, got it.
She was wearing a sweater the whole day.
She was like, I don't know why I decided on this outfit, but it's the first day. It was like, you learn and you need a fan.
Yeah.
You can't wear a sweater and you need a fan in a closet because there's no circulation.
Fans make noise.
They're
Picks
quiet
it up on the
fans.
mic. I don't know.
Anyway.
Oh, and she's yawning on the show. That's good for the listener.
Yes, I'm
There
the
you
first
go.
person to ever yawn on air.
No, Brittany's an expert at that. She yawns more than any living
She has
human.
a small child.
child.
You're always
She's
yawning when you're a
tired.
small child.
Oh, I thought you were going to say she has a big yapper. That's why you can hear her yawning all the time.
So I went up to, it was in the Catskills last weekend.
They were, and it was rainy.
It was nice the first couple of days, and then it started pouring. And I am so lucky that I went out of Newark.
Oh,
I
you
heard
are.
so many nightmares trying to get back to Minneapolis from the other two airports in New York. People were diverted to somewhere in Wisconsin, and then they couldn't get to Minneapolis because there was a storm. That must have been the day before.
Yeah, must be.
Was there? Yeah. Anyway, so I was very lucky. I did not know that in the Catskills there was 100 years of blueberry picking going on. People would spend the whole summer up there picking blueberries with their families in these tiny little shacks. A whole 100 years of that.
Really?
Yep.
That's pretty nice.
Guess
I
how
like
many? Guess how many blueberries a very good picker could pick
In a day?
In a day.
that. I have no idea.
Sounds like the start of a riddle.
1,000?
Yeah.
Let's go
1,000
into
blueberries?
measurements, not how many berries.
Buckets? Like, how many, what do you mean?
I don't know how many
6
fit in that
pounds?
bucket.
Well, like three quarts, which doesn't sound like that much. But I guess if you're just wandering around the forest trying to find blueberries, and there's
I will say
it's not like an actual farm.
no,
Like,
they
okay.
they grow wild. They're huckleberries, and blueberries, which some people think huckleberries are blueberries, but they are not. They are a different thing.
Really?
Yep. And they just grow wild up there in the Catskills, and people made a living for the whole year off of picking blueberries when they were in season. So there you go.
There you
A
have
little
it.
tidbit of information if you ever are in jeopardy and they want to know where the blueberry pickers were.
There you
In
go.
New York. They say the Catskills.
A few things to look forward to in October in sports. The MLB playoffs get started tomorrow with the wild card games, and the World Series scheduled to begin October 27th, day after Andy's birthday. So that's nice.
Jeez.
The NHL season begins on October 10th, and the NBA season starts up October 24th. In movies, The Exorcist Believer hits theaters on October 6th. The Jamie Foxx, Tommy Lee Jones legal drama, The Burial, is also out on the 6th. Taylor Swift, The Eras Tour. What's that all about?
I think they followed her around on tour and made a movie about it.
It's coming out on
But I
Friday.
could be wrong.
Friday the 13th.
I think it's the concert. Like it's for the people that couldn't buy the tickets to the concert, they're just having the concert.
She's that big of a deal.
Yeah.
She's huge.
Yeah.
She is huge right now. No doubt about that.
Okay.
Taylor Swift, The Eras Tour is coming out on Friday the 13th. The Scorsese film Killers of the Flower Moon will be released on October 20th. Ooh, I'm going to check that out. I usually like his movies. On TV, new season of The Simpsons, Bob's Burgers, and Family Guy are all back on Fox.
Really?
Season 2 of Loki hits Disney Plus this week. What's Loki, Alex?
No idea.
I believe it's a like Marvel superhero type.
I was like, because I know he's the bad guy in the Thor one or something.
Yeah, I think he's technically like the brother, but it's like the bad guy.
Because Loki's like the god of mischief in Norse mythology. So
Okay.
I'm assuming it's Thor because that's the Norse one.
Yeah,
That's
that
the
sounds
deal.
right.
The Fall of the House of Usher premieres on Netflix, and the Frasier reboot
What?
hits. They're going to reboot Frasier. I didn't.
Who's going to be in it?
What?
I don't know. Maybe I should click
Is
on
he
it.
going to be in it? What's his name? Kelsey Grammer?
Kelsey Grammer? Yeah.
Yeah.
I assume he would be. I don't know how the hell you could do it without him.
Well, because they can reboot anything.
Yeah, do an AI Kelsey Grammer in there.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, we just heard about that before you got here, Kathryn, that Tom Hanks, there's an AI of his body and his voice, and they're using it on what, a commercial?
Yeah, I think it was a dentist commercial.
A dentist commercial without his approval, and that's just fine. You can do that now.
Oh, that's why they were striking. I thought, well, so the strike hasn't ended with that resolved. The AI
I don't know,
problem
but
resolved.
That's got to be incredibly expensive to Tom Hanks to be just giving that up like that.
Well, it's not only that. I'm sure Tom Hanks is not needing any more money whatsoever.
No.
But it's when, if everybody starts having Tom Hanks on their commercials in an AI capacity, then his brand gets diluted.
Right.
And that hurts him. That's what it would be
Yeah,
about.
he doesn't
No
get the
question.
money.
No, and he wouldn't get the money.
No.
So that seems wrong.
This is good. There will be a solar eclipse on Saturday, October 14th. So
Oh, I got a notification from our Hotwire Communications in
Mhm.
Florida that there's going to be solar activity that might slow down internets for a short period of time intermittently. So don't freak out if you start getting sparkles on your TV. And
Today or when?
whenever this solar thing
Oh, so
October
is going to happen.
14th.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
Yep.
there you go. Don't freak out.
I wasn't planning on freaking out.
You'd be
That's
the
true.
first one to freak out.
And finally, the holidays. Everybody knows Halloween is on the 31st, but there's an extra spooky Friday the 13th this month, too. There's also Indigenous Peoples Day and International Beer and Pizza Day on the 9th. National No Bra Day is on the 13th. National Cat Day, the 29th, and National Text Your Ex Day on October 30th. Why would you want to text your ex?
I hope
Why
you're
is there
well.
a no bra day?
Happenal
Happenal.
mix
Why is there a no bra day?
for people that want an excuse to not wear a bra.
You can just
Like
not wear a bra if you don't want to wear
Jennifer
a bra.
Aniston on Friends. She needs every excuse.
Yeah. What I mean, why does there have to be a day?
I don't know.
Is that hard on your back if you don't wear a bra?
If you got big boobs, yes.
Yeah,
I would
depends
imagine
on
it
the
would
size of your chest.
Yeah.
I suppose. Yeah. Why wouldn't you want the support anyway? It would feel
I
better.
don't
hate
understand,
bras.
but some people just hate them. I had a friend who never wore one. She said they were itchy and they made her feel like she was having a heart attack.
I mean,
and she just hated them.
There are really terrible bras.
Yes.
There are bras that are extremely uncomfortable. And
Oh,
you wear them for
yes.
5 minutes and you're like, get this thing off of me.
Yes.
It's horrible. But then
Mhm.
there are also
Yeah.
not terrible bras.
Yeah.
You just have to, it's like shoes.
Right.
A wooden clog isn't going to be very comfortable compared to like a
Don't tell
slipper.
the Dutch.
I've never worn clogs. How are they?
Never worn wooden ones.
I have a pair of clogs that have wood on the bottom, but they have a very soft layer on top of the wood.
There you go.
So they're fine. But I wouldn't, run a 10K in them. Hey, the marathon was canceled this weekend. Did you talk about that?
We did on the first show, and I still don't understand why people can't run when it's 72 degrees out.
Well, no, it was the humidity and then it got to be 88.
Yeah, but that was like 6 o'clock at night.
No, it got to be 88 I remember I checked the weather at 1 something, which people could have still been running, I think.
Well, from
'Cause
what
it
I
can
read,
take a-
I read a bunch of different stuff. I don't know which one is true. I heard that it started at 7 and it was only in the 60s, and that most people are done by 11. And
Yeah.
it was only like it wasn't even 80 yet.
No, it was like 74.
I think it,
So
but I
I
think
don't
it was
know.
the humidity too, because like I ran the 10K the day before, and it was so unbelievably sweaty and red faced by the end of that race, and that race usually isn't like an exhausting, sweaty experience for me.
Yeah.
And I was drenched in sweat because it was so muggy.
But don't you think that if you are capable of running a marathon,
yes,
shouldn't you be the one that says, I can't run in this humidity, I'm not used to it?
I think that the situation, I know, and Dan was like, why did they cancel it? They should have just had it. And I was like, I think the situation is they already have a lot of people during the marathon that pass out, get sick, all these things.
Yeah.
Because they are not trained enough. Because
Right.
a lot of people for races are like, oh, I can do that. And then they actually do it and then they can't. And so I think they probably were like, more people will get sick and pass out and need medical help. And we don't have enough people to help with that. That's my guess.
Okay.
That they didn't have enough medical staff to help with the amount of people that probably would have been like, I'll be fine. And then we're not fine at all.
Hmm.
So
I don't know.
Time for Alex to hit the road.
oh yeah, I have to go.
Get out of here.
To go
Yeah,
teach
get outta
the
here.
youth of today.
So we'll see you at 10:30 tomorrow.
You will.
I like it.
I'll be here.
Brittany's very excited that you're going to be on the show with us for a half an hour, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah, it'll be nice when she's here.
Well, we'll see how it works. She's not going to be on at all tomorrow.
Well, okay.
She's got she's doing some class or something. What is it
Nursing.
again?
Nursing.
Pharmacology class.
Pharmacology.
And so this is my first day back here. If we have a caller on the line that wants to say hi, should we patch him through or no?
Sure.
Depending on who it is.
Fine.
Yeah.
Joe from Louisville. Absolutely.
Screen the call. Screen the call.
We have some guy named Craig. Let me see if this works.
Oh, is he from Texas?
Maybe.
I bet
Let's
it's Craig
see.
from Texas. I was just thinking about him yesterday, as a matter of fact.
Craig. Let's see. Craig, I think we can hear you. Craig, are you there?
Oh, Craig.
Craigie.
There we go.
How you doing?
Can you hear me?
Hear you beautifully now. Alex, we'll see you tomorrow. All right,
Bye.
Craig is with us, ladies and gentlemen. Craig, where are you calling from?
The border.
I knew you were. I knew it was you. Honest to God, Craig, this is so weird because I was just thinking yesterday, God, we haven't heard from Craig in a while. I wonder what the hell he's up to. And then we get in here next day, and here you are.
Did you get to see Elon Musk interview everybody at the border?
Well, funny you would say that.
Oh.
Because I was there.
Oh.
And I wanted to tell you my story.
Okay.
So the thing is that like I'm part of this group, this like technology group, and we got invited to go to where I live right now is only a couple. It's about an hour away from South Padre, South Padre is where Elon's launching rockets into space. And so the thing is that it's really funny though, is because Elon's pretty much bought a whole city, and he's turned it into this star-based city. And so the thing is, you can go there and you can see the rockets and stuff like that. And so the thing was is that like I got invited to this technology group because you know me, I'm just a suave mother effer, and and so the thing was is that I got invited, and so the thing was is that I got like this email that's like, hey, like, you know, we're gonna go visit Elon at the border. It's like, what? What do you mean we're gonna visit Elon at the border? And so the thing was is that he was at some places, but he actually did visit the border south from me. I live in McAllen, Texas, and the border is only about 30 minutes away. It's really funny because if you take a look at the map, is that I live in Edinburgh, technically, which is like a suburb of McAllen. Directly south of me, 50 miles, is Reynosa, Mexico, which is one of the most dangerous cities in Mexico. Oh. So the only thing is that separating us is the border and stuff like that. So I get invited, I get into this car, and Elon's there. He's talking to the congressman and stuff like that. And I just thought to myself, like, how the hell did I get here? You know, what's so weird? But it's just funny that you mentioned that, because I was actually there. I was a part of the group, and I just like shook his hand and stuff. But the reason why I called was that, you know, like Tom, you really enjoy movies, okay? And
I'm going to stop you there because Tom just had to step out for 1 second.
Oh,
so
okay.
You can talk about something else until he comes back.
Yeah, we had some sort of emergency in the hallway that he had.
Well, I would like to know more about this border thing. I mean, I tell you, it's the same thing. You look on some websites and there is no problem. Joe Biden has fixed it. There are no people coming in. And then you watch the videos of people streaming in like crazy, and you think, okay, so and apparently
if you saw what I saw, what I see sometimes is that there's National Guard, there's Humvees, there's barbed wire, there are the flotation devices. But the thing though is that if you go south from where I live and you see like Alamo, Texas, which is like right directly on the border, you go to Progreso, is that you can look right across the river, the Rio Grande Valley River. It's nothing but a sea of people. And the problem is that what you're seeing though isn't Mexicans though. It's Haitians. It's there's a lot of I don't know what the proper term is, but Asians. There's a lot of Asian people who are flooding in the south. There's Haitians. There's a lot of I don't want to sound woke or anything, but there's a lot of white people who are crossing into the border through these groups. And so the thing is that when you see these groups of people, is that the majority of them are like Hispanic from South America or maybe Central America, but there is a growing number of Africans, and there's a growing number of these other groups of people coming through the border. But the thing is that the border patrol is so underfunded and understaffed, is that there's nobody there to stop them. And so the thing is that right now there's a radio campaign on. If you would turn on the radio down here, it's in English and Spanish. Is that there's currently a commercial airing is that you shouldn't be picking up hitchhikers. Don't pick up hitchhikers. If you see anybody, if you expect anybody human smuggling, call the police, because in San Antonio there was, and this was one of the cases that was famous though, but it's this that there's a lot of U-Hauls and there's a lot of trucks and there's a lot of large vehicles that sometimes drive around here. And the thing is that most of the time they're human smuggling. And so you see a lot of police officers pulling over semis, pulling over U-Hauls, and they're just full of people. Let me just tell you one quick story. There was a cop chasing a U-Haul, and U-Hauls, that thing's got a governor of 60 miles an hour.
Right.
So the cops are chasing this U-Haul the U-Haul collides into a lighting pole at a Walmart, and the door. So the thing is that the back door swung open, and it looked like a clown car. There were so many Mexicans and Hispanic people piling out of this U-Haul that they were scattering, and the police had to capture all of them and stuff like that. But what they're really worried about is what happened in San Antonio, is that they found a semi parked on the side of this dirt road, and they opened up the semi and they saw that there was 53 people dead from dehydration.
God.
And so the thing is that with the extreme heat and how these coyotes are being paid probably about $5,000 per person, is that there's a lot of money to be made from the cartels to transport these people. And so they would pile all these people into semis, U-Hauls, and try to ship them to Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, Austin. And then from there, they get picked up by the NGOs and they get flown. And so the thing is that from, as a white Minnesotan who can't speak a lick of Spanish, it's really crazy to see all this. And the thing is that, like, I watched Fox News and I watched what, like, the Governor Walz did with issuing driver's licenses to illegals. And it's just, the thing is that there's just so much incentive for these people to go through all this dangerous situations. And the thing is that, like, it's weird, because the thing is that when Joe Biden went to El Paso, is that they quickly cleaned up El Paso. But if you look at El Paso right now, it's a disaster. There are just so many people in that poor city, and there's nothing they can do.
Well, why are these people that want to come into the United States even bothering to pay somebody to transport them when they can just walk right in and get, sent someplace?
It's not the thing is with the coyotes. It's not the how do I put this? It's the money is to pay for protection for them not to be. Oh God, I hate saying this. They pay the money to the coyotes so they don't get raped, they don't get abused, they don't get sold into sex slavery, they don't get sold into into indentured servitude. And so the money they pay for the coyotes is actually the money to protect them from the other people they have to deal with.
Okay.
And do they actually protect them, or is it just a lie?
Yeah.
It's a lie.
I knew it.
If you ever have a chance, look up Google border bracelets.
Border bracelets?
Yeah, because young women will be assigned bracelets of different colors, and those are colors determine where they go, and some of them get sent to brothels and massage parlors and stuff like that. And it's very horrible. And Ted Cruz actually brought it up in the Congress a couple of weeks ago. But if you look up border bracelets, you can see how these immigrants are being assigned bracelets on where their final destination is.
I just don't see how this is humanitarian at all. I don't get it.
It's not.
No.
It's probably one of the greatest human disasters we currently have, and somehow it's being covered up.
It is just.
Is this all about
terrible.
votes? They're just letting them come in because they all want them to vote their way.
Well, yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's kind of backfiring on the Democrats, because the thing is that the Hispanics that live in Texas are going to be voting Republican because they haven't figured this out, is that Hispanic people don't want all their efforts and all their hard work erased by someone who just crossed the border.
Yeah.
And so now they're going to be, they're switching to GOP as fast as they can, because they realize that they can, and I hate using this term, but it's true, but that these people are being brought in to replace, like, other people. And so the thing is that in realistically though, is that they're mostly, like, if you take a look at Chicago and New York, the people who are angry about the immigrants aren't the white people. It's the African Americans,
right,
who are angry because those jobs are going to be the ones that get taken away. Is their jobs for these immigrants?
I know, it's a great big huge fat mess, and nobody seems to give a flying fig about it.
You going with fig, are you, honey?
Yeah, it's upsetting.
Well, Tom, I just hope you just keep taking my phone calls, because you know me, I'm just a ray of sunshine every time I called.
Well, no, I literally, honest to God, was thinking about you yesterday. I said, "When Craig hasn't called in a while, we got to get him to call in again." And there you are the next day.
Craig had some movie thing he wanted to discuss with you. Tom.
Oh, okay, all right.
Tom, and I know this is going to get a little personal with you, but Tom, do you ever watch movies? Do you ever watch movies?
I used to.
Yeah. Well, I saw The Creator over the weekend,
and
I thought it's an absolute amazing film, and probably nobody will watch it, and it'll probably go straight to video, but it's probably one of the best movies I've seen in a long time. And I thought to myself, like, how much my dad would have enjoyed it.
So who's in it? Who's in it?
Oh, just a bunch of no names. Denzel Washington's son is in it.
Oh, that's right.
But,
yeah, I did see that. Yeah, I saw that promo.
Yeah, but like, do you ever like watch something and like wish you could have shared it with like your mom or something like that?
Oh, guy, absolutely. There's no question about that. My mother, she loved to watch her stories. She called them. She watched her stories, man.
I was just thinking about that the other day, and I know, like, you know, I always call in and just like, you know, sunshine and sprinkles, but you know,
yes, indeed.
No, but sometimes though, it's just like I don't like. Sometimes it's kind of tough for people to talk about these type of issues, and so sometimes I think like calling into your show and talking to you about it would help somebody else.
Yeah, probably true. Yeah, I would think that's absolutely right, because you got the inside info. And I literally, honest to God, it just amazes me that this is going on. And they still ask politicians, what about we can do about the border? What are you talking about? The border's closed. They still want people to think that border's closed.
Yeah, there was a video of some congressperson who brought video to a bunch of other congresspeople, and they thought it was a lie.
Yeah, they did.
They had no idea that it was going on. How can you be that obtuse? There's just no way. And if you're representing the United States of America and you don't even know what's going on in your own country, then we have bigger problems than we think.
Yeah, it's one thing for like, I had no idea like it was that bad as what he's describing. But like, if you're in Congress, like, it's your job to know what's going on.
Who's the bald woman in the squad? What's her name?
The bald woman in the squad.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You know, those four women. It was
AOC, and I don't
something
remember.
Presley. Is it her last name? Presley?
I have no idea.
Iona Presley or something like that. I can't remember her name. I can't remember any of their names because I didn't want to hear them talk anymore. But she came on national television and said, "Stop lying. The border is closed. There's nobody coming across. So stop lying about
How
that."
can she be that clueless?
I don't know.
I mean, really, anybody in America should not be this clueless anymore, because the videos are, you know, live streaming almost every day. That you can find them every single day.
You're talking about Ayanna Presley?
Tom,
Ayanna Presley. There you go. Yeah.
Tom, I have to fly to Minnesota soon, so hopefully maybe we can catch up.
I would love to see you come in studio, Pally. Please do.
All right, man. Talk to you later.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Bye. So, Kathryn, you know all that dough you got in your wallet?
I've got like $8.
Oh, it's only $8. We left most of it at home.
$8.
Wall Street Journal news exclusive. There is a new condo building in Miami, the first super tall tower, it's called.
Is Miami a good place for a super tall tower?
I wouldn't think so. With the hurricanes and all
with the
that.
good old hurricanes.
But you can get one of the condos for only $50 million.
Jesus.
$50 million.
That better be the whole building is my condo. Then I'm paying $50 million.
Well, some of those houses on Palm Beach Island are you know, that and more. It's
a couple $100 million.
Now you drive onto Palm Beach Island and you go down Ocean Boulevard and you just look at all of this wealth and you think, who are these people? How do they have this much money? And a lot of those are their fifth, sixth home. It's not like their house.
Right. Yeah. They don't
even
down there
live
to raise
there.
Their family.
Yeah.
We go down there once a year
or maybe not. Maybe they come every 6 years. I mean, they have a full staff and they pay. I don't even know could the property taxes be
on a
$50 million place.
A little spendy.
And then your HOA fees are probably $10,000 plus a month, maybe 20.
Maybe $20,000
a month. I just, how do these people have so much money? Why don't they give it away?
Like I said, Palm Beach Island now. On Palm Beach Island, there are 45 billionaires living there.
Jesus.
45 billionaires. I mean, can you? Oh, my God.
That's just, it's crazy.
And because of that, it's a little spendy to eat on that island.
Yeah, I would assume that, you're not... not many McDonald's over on Palm Beach Island.
There's no McDonald's, right?
No, the cheapest thing you can get over there is there's this little sandwich window. I think you can get a sandwich for under $10.
But they have one supermarket on the whole island, and that's all they will allow is one supermarket.
Is there even a gas station on the island?
Nope.
No. No.
I think there used to be, but they took it away and said, no, you can't do this. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it never was. It might have just been a mechanic.
Well, and maybe maybe they can't bury tanks on the island because it's.
Well, yeah, that's the other thing. They wouldn't want them doing
maybe
that
something like that. I don't have any idea, but it is. Yeah, if we have dinner over on the island, it costs at least 50% more than if we stay on our side of the.
Oh yeah,
of the water.
Definitely the case. Now you heard the story about Rush Limbaugh's house, right?
No.
Oh, I didn't tell you a story about Rush Limbaugh's house. Well, Rush Limbaugh died. Matter of fact, he is
a few years ago.
What, 2 years ago now?
Yeah, at least I think.
Because I was just looking. 14 days from today, from yesterday, excuse me, was when Troy died. He died October 15th, 3 years ago, and then Sydney died 2 years later, or 2 days later, excuse me. Sid Hartman died 2 days after my brother did. But here's the story. You're gonna love this one. So in 1998, Rush Limbaugh bought a house on Palm Beach Island for $3.5 million.
Okay.
All right. $3.5 million, 1998. So now we go forward about 35 years. He dies and he's gone. His wife puts the house on the market with no real asking price, just like a kind of make an offer deal.
Yeah.
Estee Lauder, the cosmetic woman.
Yep.
Estee Lauder's grandson, Cooper, bought the house for $115 million and tore it down.
Oh,
they do that all the time. They do that all the time. They're rich and famous. They just rip everything up and start.
$115 million. They tear it down.
No,
that's all. Yeah.
Wasn't she worth like $6 billion? How much is Estee Lauder worth?
Well, she's dead
now. Yeah,
the corporation. I don't know. I think maybe the corporation has been selling off pieces of it for billions every time. So
yeah,
probably. That family's doing fine. It's doing
they're doing okay.
They're doing all right.
Cooper Lauder.
Yeah, it looks like 49.94 billion as of September 27th, 2023.
Earnings?
Looks like it just says net worth of Estee Lauder. Yeah, 49 billion.
49 billion.
That's some money.
Yeah.
So apparently you can buy a house for 115 million, tear it down because no one.
Well, yeah.
cares.
So in other words, the guy's super frugal. He could have done more.
He could have done $250 million.
Yeah.
100. What'd you say? $49 billion.
Yeah, just shy of 50.
Well, that condo that they built into the water, which I don't know how they got that done.
Yes,
on the old church amphitheater.
Yep.
The Bristol.
Yep.
There's been one of those units for sale for $30 million for about a year. $30 million.
$30 million.
Yeah.
To live in a condo.
Well, it's a 10,000 square foot condo.
10,000 square foot condo.
So
if I'm paying $30 million, I'm never leaving that condo.
No.
Like that. Everything now is you can find me there.
Yeah.
Bring it in. Bring it all in. Come on. Hey, honey, the groceries are here. We're good to go.
And what I don't understand about it is, okay, so when you're on the island, you've got this kind of layer of security because if anything happens, they can just put the bridges up and nobody can get off.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody can get.
And you can't escape.
So going over to, for a crime spree on Palm Beach Island is kind of futile.
Not a good plan.
But so the Bristol is on our side of the intercoastal waterway, and where the people would have to go out to just out of their parking garage is just this. It's a disaster down there because they're building office towers,
Yeah, they are.
and everybody, that's how they get off the island is right there. And it's just, and they can't, it's not really walkable to anything. I don't really understand the location. I don't get it.
No,
I mean, you're going to have
understand
some
what you're saying.
beautiful views from up on the top there. There's no doubt about it. And it looks like the condo is quite gorgeous, but I don't get it.
It is amazing, though. If you stay on the west side of the intercoastal, you get a nice meal. Wonderful.
Everything's walkable. You can walk to everything.
Yep. And dinner for you and me would be what, about $100
on our side? Yeah.
About $100, right?
Yeah.
You go just across the bridge, which you can walk across in about 3 minutes. That same meal will cost you about $500.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Just ridiculous. It's like stadium prices going to like a football game.
I know. I have
like
to. I have to have my Palm Beach Island go out to dinner clothes because everybody is like decked out.
Oh,
Men wear
yeah.
suits. It's all very, very, she.
Mm-hmm.
On our side, you can look as much of a bum as you want. Nobody cares.
Pretty much true.
Except for Restoration Hardware. Have you ever been to the Restoration Hardware here in Edina?
I have been there once a while ago, but
What the outfits that come into that place are? What is happening? Are they hookers? What's going on in this place?
They could look hookery.
I mean,
they do look hookery.
I mean, crazy.
It is one of those places where, at least here, I don't know about any of the other locations, but where people, they get dressed up. It's like, it's my birthday dinner. I got to put on some skimpy dress or dress like a pimp and head out.
Yeah, it's really like, what's happening in this place?
You got to get a big hat if you're going to dress like a pimp.
Yeah, you put a big feather in it. The
You
shoes
gotta.
with the fish in the heel.
Yeah, shoes with the fish in the heel. What was that? Frenchy Fuqua.
Yeah.
That's who it was. Frenchy Fuqua. Had goldfish swimming in the heels of his shoes.
Wow.
Well, here you go. Little news.
There you
A
go.
woman is dead after authorities say she was struck by a plane while mowing her lawn.
Now that is really bad luck.
How the hell do you get hit by a plane while you're mowing
I
your
don't know.
lawn?
I have to look at her karma record.
I guess so. I was in Oklahoma last week, as a matter of fact. The woman identified as 27-year-old Samantha Hayes was on a lawnmower at the Broken Bow Airport in McCurtain County Friday afternoon.
Where's that?
I don't know where McCurtain County is. I have no
McCurtain?
idea.
Oklahoma.
It is in Oklahoma,
Yep.
but I don't know where in Oklahoma. I have no idea.
All right.
I was on a lawnmower at the Broken Bow Airport in McCurtain County Friday afternoon, according to the Oklahoma Fire Department, or Highway Department, excuse me. At the same time, a 1972 Bonanza A-36 piloted by a 70-year-old man was coming into land on the runway. The pilot descended the plane, landed, and after touching down, officials say he saw Hayes on the lawnmower. According to authorities, the pilot then tried to pull up the plane, but the wing struck Hayes in the head.
Oh, God.
Killed her immediately.
Wow.
Jesus, how would you like to hit somebody in the head with your plane wing and kill her?
I would not want to do that.
I would not care for that at all.
No,
you're absolutely right. No question about it. All right, we only got a couple of minutes. Anything you want to throw in at the very end here?
I think we're going to have to do something for Tevin's lighting again.
Why?
Oh, yeah. I tried to put a thing in here, but I'm not going to be in here.
Andy has messed with that, and that
doesn't
thing
really
is
stick,
not very stable with the weird little Velcro thing.
I don't think I'll be back here too often because Andy will be back here, but yeah, the lighting definitely isn't great.
No.
What? So what can we do about the lighting?
Oh, it has to.
Well, maybe you could take this tall one and stick it in there.
Yeah, there you
for
go.
whoever's
You can do that.
back.
Nobody
here, but-
seems to. Well, no, but when Tevin sits in here, he needs that light.
Yeah, he does.
We'll
We're gonna have to
figure
get it fixed.
We'll figure it out.
Make
These
it work.
things aren't the most expensive things in the world. We can buy a couple more.
Are you sure?
I'm
I
sure.
thought it was very, very spendy.
So yeah. So what else is new? Jude has a haircut.
Judy got a haircut. I did see that.
He's
yes.
very happy because it was 90 the other day. That's all I got. My dog got a haircut and I went on a little trip.
All right. Well, that's going to do it. I thought that showed you. So I think
So why is Alex so mad at you?
because she said I didn't tell her she was on from 10:30 to 11:30. But if she knew she had to leave at 11:30, why wouldn't she have known she'd still have to be here at 10:30?
Yeah, I don't know what the big deal is. Her hours haven't changed. It's just that
I
she's
know.
doing the crossover.
And I think it's good for both shows to do a crossover.
Sure.
If she's the one to do the crossover, I think that's great.
Yeah. She's a lot like Sage. They don't like surprises.
Yeah. Well,
They don't like things to be different unless
one
they're
thing I would
told.
mention to be in a crabby mood to the guy and the woman, you and me, who pick up the tab for everything, I'd calm down.
Wow.
That's all I'm saying.
Wow.
Yeah.
No comment.
Yeah, there you go.
Me neither.
Well, no.
And I don't want to hear about this all day long either. Just because you
I'm
and
not
Alex
gonna
had a
say
fight.
no.
I don't want to
didn't
hear
have a
about it.
fight.
Get it
I
out now.
definitely-
I don't want to hear about it.
I definitely called and told her what it was, and apparently she wasn't paying attention, which, as you know, Alex is really good at not paying attention.
Okay.
Oh, no, you don't think so?
No, I'm not. I am not part of this conversation.
All right, we're out of here. We'll
I'm
talk to you
staying out of
tomorrow.
it.
Goodbye.
Bye. Dude.